All right, so I think the string thing, the bomb thing is ready to go, though. So, hello, everybody. Make ZardCast Crew back at it again to give you another very exciting podcast episode. That being my 30th episode of my ZardCast podcast. 30 already. My goodness. And, for tonight, I think this is going to be a good show. I think there's going to be a good show. At first, I was kind of worried about there not being quite a bit of news. And one major thing happened to pop out. We got like a Kingdom Hearts 4 reveal. And I was like, wait, what the heck? So yeah, we got that to talk about. I know there was like some new, some game inclusions with the NSO online, with some NES, SNES, as well as a new N64 game that was just announced. We got a little bit of that. PlayStation announced a brand new tier or brand new PlayStation Plus tier set where it's like there's like a regular, there's like the extra and premium. We got to go through and talk about that, and then also Breath of the Wild 2 has gotten unfortunately delayed as well. So quite a bit of gaming news to talk about, and then we'll transition over to my review discussion for the Sonic movie. Now, just to give y'all a little bit of a heads up, I will not talk about the movie review first. It will be saved towards the very end of the show. So you can listen to everything this podcast has to offer, but I will give you a heads up right before we transition into that movie review, because it will be spoilerly. Like I'll go into all the nitty gritty about that thing, because it's just hard reviewing and reviewing a movie like that and just vaguely talking about it without necessarily going up into like the actual plot points and everything like that. So y'all have been warned. I will warn y'all again once we reach that point, and then you can dip out if you hadn't already watched it, and then come back over here, swing back by here a little later though, either on this podcast version, or I might have just like a trimmed out, just the review section, just as its own separate video on my channel, maybe a little later on in the week though. We'll see about that though. But yeah, so that's basically what I got planned and outlined for this review, or not for this review, for this podcast session though. So normally I would do the pop culture segment first, but since that's basically the Sonic movie, it's weird when you got like video game adaptation stuff, technically in the pop culture stuff, but whatever. So I'm going to count it as that. So pop culture is coming second. Gaming news is coming first. You can't ever stick with the same old rhythm. We got to switch things up every now and then though. So let's go ahead and jump straight up into that gaming news. All right, so first up on the list, or for the docket for tonight, uh, for the Nintendo Switch Online, we did get some brand new games announced here lately that for all three, NES, SNES, and the N64. So we'll go ahead and start off with our basic tier stuff for the games that we got for the NES side itself though, because at least for the most part, for the longest time, we haven't been getting a lot of hot, NES or SNES games. I mean, the most recent one was an exception. We did get Earthbound Beginnings and Earthbound itself. So that was great. But before that, it was kind of a miss for most of those titles. I mean, maybe you happen to be a niche fan that might happen to like it or whatnot, though. But for the most part, for the general masses, it wasn't nothing, at least anything super crazy, to say the least, though. But we did get two NES games. One of them being Mappy Land. Mappy Land. I don't know. That might have been the lowest out of these three NES and SNES games. I don't know too much about Mappy Land, but it is out there for you to play. I have seen like some YouTubers like RGT85 go through and play through it. It kind of seems a little tricky, but it's nothing super crazy or anything like that though. Now, the one that kind of caught me by surprise was Dig Dug 2. I haven't messed with it yet, but I will at some point because I do like the original Dig Dug. I played it a lot within like the arcade back in the day, and then obviously I have it on like my N64 over here in the corner though. So I've been going through and so I know how Dig Dug operates and stuff. I really do like that game and stuff. But just seeing how you actually move in like a not in a traditional 2D span, but it's kind of like a not quite 2.5D, but it's like you move in the overworld map and you can like actually like cut out parts of the ground and make it sink down into the ocean. I was like, golly. I was like, okay, that's kind of interesting though. So it is kind of a little bit of a spin. So you're not necessarily underground for most of it. You're actually above ground. So it's a kind of twist on the Dig Dug 2. So yeah, so those were our two NES games though, and then switching over to the SNES side, we got Earthworm Jim 2. I always heard quite a bit of stuff about this game. I hadn't actually gone through and dabbled with it though, but it seems like for most people, if you were gonna pick a third party game or whatever though, that was probably it right there. So people were actually genuinely impressed about that one though. So I might have to give it a little bit of a try though. But that was basically all that we got in terms of the NES and SNES games that shoot, what was it? Last one was announced last month. Actually, that's interesting. We got back-to-back months of NES and SNES games, which is kind of interesting. Like it's been a hot minute since we did that though, huh? I don't expect that trend to actually live on for that long or whatever though, but it is nice to kind of see that though. And then next up, the N64 games. We did get a new one announced, and it is none other than Mario Golf. Mario Golf is coming on April 15th for us expansion pack owners, which kind of like Mario Tennis, I had never dabbled with that on the N64, so I will dabble with that once that game actually drops out on the NSO though. But with that inclusion coming out this upcoming Friday, that means that technically there's only two more. I want to say, yeah, there's only two more N64 titles that we are missing at the current moment. One being Kirby 64 and the Crystal Shards, and the other one being Pokemon Snap, the original Pokemon Snap. So honestly, there's not that many more N64 games that we know, at least on that original roadmap, that they went ahead and actually posted out when they first dropped the expansion pack though. So now that's gonna make some people start to wonder what's up next. And I think technically that what Mario Golf is gonna count for April. And then either Kirby or slash Pokemon Snap will either count for May and June. So technically July. So I'm imagining around June, that's when they're around roughly around the time that E3 would normally take place. That's whenever we would normally go ahead and they'll probably announce it though. Oh, and looks like I got some of my crew that finally showed up here in the chat logs. How's it going, guys?
Hello.
Hey.
Yeah, so I just finished talking about the NES and the SNES and the N64 games for the NSO Online. That was just the first topic though, so y'all hadn't missed basically anything. But unless y'all had something to say about it, I'll switch over to my next one though. Alrighty. Well, if not, then we'll go ahead and switch over to the second one. Let's see here. So after we got that inclusion, we did get some news that Sony and PlayStation have gone on and said that yes, we're revamping PlayStation Plus. We're revamping that sucker, and it's kind of interesting because for those that own PlayStation Plus, nothing much is changing. Nothing much too much. Oh, what were you about to say?
I don't like it. I don't know how to feel about it. It's kind
Yeah,
of dumb.
I don't know how to feel about it either.
it's weird because I like how both of y'all don't know how to feel about it. And me, I'm not even the one that normally will like to play games online, but somehow they convinced me to try it while it was cheap because I kind of exploited the little thing. Because if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you just get thrown into the basic the essential tier, which is basically everything that PlayStation Plus still normally does. Okay, yada yada yada. If you happen to be a PlayStation Now member, they're actually going to throw you into the premium tier with no extra charge. So you're actually getting the best deal if you happen to be a PlayStation Now member, because the games that you got what now is basically kind of almost locked behind the plus premium tier. So I went out there, I was looking for PlayStation Now codes, and apparently that's probably why they were shutting that mess down so early on in the year, around January-ish. Like you can't go in the stores to buy those cards no more. But somebody managed to find like a link that still allowed you to buy the $60 or the $60 for a year PlayStation Now thing. And when I saw that, I was like, okay. I was like, all right. I had the PlayStation 5 for what would be almost a year. I can't just be one of those people that just says, no, I hadn't even tried PlayStation Plus. So I was like, you know what? Let me get this PlayStation now. It's like buying a $60 game. Buy it now. Experience the old PlayStation now for 2 months. And for the next 10 months, starting around June-ish, I'll have that PlayStation Plus premium for the next 10 months. So I can try it out. I don't think I'm going to try it any longer than a year. But I was like, it'll let me kind of try it out and I can share my thoughts on it. And y'all can kind of get a feel of what I think about it, and then make an educated guess if y'all might want to try it out. But I think for the most part, Sanikyu and Haxx, are y'all both just regular Plus members?
Yeah,
I'm just regular.
Okay,
just a regular plus.
I got you. Because basically, what y'all get is, I guess, what y'all have access to the cloud. Y'all get the 2 free games a month and online multiplayer. Basically, that's pretty much it, right?
And that's basically all I need. I don't really care for the other stuff.
I got you. But yeah,
E.
I'm kind of curious of. I guess the extra tier has like the 400 PS4 and PS5 titles. I'm kind of curious how many games they're gonna wind up throwing up in there. And then I guess I'll take this time to go through with a lot of the I guess a lot of the PlayStation 3, 2, and 1s. There's a lot of PlayStation games I missed. So I guess it'll allow me to kind of go through and just dabble with a lot of stuff. Like, for example, I guess now I have access to playing Vice City. I might stream that at one point for
Okay,
Grand Theft Auto.
so for Vice City, I would highly recommend playing the PS2 one over the other one.
The PS2 one? Hmm,
Yes.
I got you.
It'll take a bit getting used to the controls because they haven't really aged that well, but once you get it down, it's all good.
I got you. Hmm. But yes,
But if you're,
oh, go
I'm
ahead.
sorry to cut you off, but if you're really looking to play in the PS2 Rockstar game, I would highly recommend playing Bully.
Bully, huh? Hmm. All right.
Or Red Dead 2. And that's like the most recent one.
Well, yeah, Red Dead Redemption 2. I
The one,
got that recently, and I've been enjoying it.
the
Enjoying
one
it.
with the horse and everything like that.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Cowboys.
Or or if you want to go even more old school Red Dead, you can get Red Dead Revolver on PS2.
Hmm. All right. I guess I'll stick that on my list. I mean, there's a lot of PlayStation games I got to kind of dabble with and stuff. I'm still working on my thing. I finally finished Triangle Strategy, and now that I'm done with that, I can hop back on the PlayStation side of things. I gotta finish Birth by Sleep for Kingdom Hearts though, and then I guess keep going through my list. But eventually, when I run out of the games that are sitting over there on my shelf, I have to start looking at y'all's recommendations and stuff. Like I saw Sonic stream earlier today for like Nier. I think that's like on the top of the list, but I'll go through my stuff though. But I think
E.
what was it? Yeah. So it's weird how they price in all of these different tiers because I guess the original tier is still going to be $10 a month or about 60 a year, and then the extra it's $15 a month. So quite a jump, like $5 increase. But I'm trying to remember how much was the extra for a whole entire year. It's somewhere between 60 and the PlayStation Plus Premium is like $18 a year or $120 a year. So basically, me getting that PlayStation now basically saving me like an extra $60, and it's kind of crazy because I've seen people stack that all the way up to like what was it? We're in 2022 right now. I think they stacked that mess
Yeah,
up until like
I don't get how
2026.
why they would do that.
I don't know. I guess those are those people that they might have been PlayStation Now members that like what they have. That would make sense. But if they're the people that are like regular, PlayStation Standard Plus right now, and they're just stacking all of it, I guess they're just banking on this whole new service being extremely good to the point where they want to save 50% for like the next 4, 5, 6 years. And I don't even know where all that money comes from. Like, bruh, y'all just whip that out of a savings account? Like, I know gamers save up money though, but gosh dang.
I have no idea how they do that.
Like, like literally, like to buy 4 years of it, it's like almost 200, $300 they're shelling out. Gosh, I just don't know. But, oh, goodness. But I guess that's pretty much it in terms of breaking down these tier lists and stuff. I guess whenever it does come out in June, you'll probably see me streaming whatever games they have up on the service. I doubt it's gonna be like a crap ton. Well, I say a crap ton, but if they were to go off of these numbers right here, that should be at least 700 something games I have. But I don't know. We'll see. But I'll let y'all know. I think I might be the only one out of our little group that might have PlayStation Plus Premium. So I'll let y'all know how that goes though. But if that's all y'all thoughts on that, we'll go ahead and move over to the next one. Next topic being Breath of the Wild 2 was unfortunately delayed to 2023. You know,
Yeah,
uh,
I don't really
I,
care.
I knew it was coming. I just had a
I
sinking suspicion that it probably was going to happen.
I mean, like, I guess Game of the Year goes to Elden Ring.
what do you mean? Game of the Year clearly goes to Kirby.
Maybe.
Maybe. I don't know. I like how people have been making that meme of, I guess, ever since Elden Ring came out, and then Kirby came out like literally like the next month after. They were like, okay, now here's the true Game of the Year winner, or the Elden Ring killer. I think that's what they were going around saying, the Elden Ring killer. And I was like, bruh. I was like, all right, but I guess jokes aside, it probably will be Elden Ring, because where's that sitting at Metacritic right now? Sanikyu, is it like a 98,
I think the
97?
97, 98.
97, 98. Which is pretty high up there. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, we ain't gonna get anything else for the rest of the year, to be honest though. At least anything that could be like top of the tier kind of competing with it. But I will say, when Mr. Anuma did come out on stage to kind of give us that unfortunate announcement, similar to kind of the Metroid Prime 4 thing.
I mean, we
Um,
got a delay with the first Breath of the Wild, so I don't really see it as like a bad thing.
yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not a bad thing. It's just I kind of already told myself it was either gonna be holiday, or I would not be surprised if it comes out around like the March timeframe of next year, similar to how Breath of the Wild, the original one, came out in March. I was preparing myself that it could be the case, because I knew if we got all the way to E3 and didn't see it by then most likely that's probably what would have happened though. But yeah, I was just kind of expecting it though. But I did like the couple new shots that we did get of Link, which I guess is kind of built on this lore a little bit though. But have you seen his hand when he grabs that master sword? Like what the freak? Like I think it almost his hand looks very similar to the way how his hand would look, or what was it, Ganon, or I guess we could say Ganondorf's hand that we saw in that first trailer when they were like deep underground, like deep underneath Hyrule Castle. I don't know what the heck attached itself on the Link though, but it looks pretty sick though. But I'm liking the way how this is looking so far. But outside of that, we don't have too many other thoughts though. But any other thoughts on this?
No, not really. Like, I
Like,
don't really have like anything to talk about since like we don't really. I haven't really
Yeah.
seen like many of
yeah.
the trailers. I'm just going in blind.
So, I mean, I don't really care whether if it got delayed or not, mainly because, like, oh, it's getting delayed. Okay, they get to work on stuff. And two, I still haven't finished the first one, so I really
Wait,
don't
really?
care how long it takes. Yes.
Oh, and okay. I guess I guess that's a
So
conversation for another day, bro.
I'll just leave it at this. I just barely got the glider.
Well,
It's still in the
bro,
Great
that's
Plateau.
nowhere.
I'm
You
still
still
I'm
on the
still on the
Grand
plateau.
Plateau. Wait, when did you get the game? To be honest.
A good while ago.
Oh my gosh, bro, you're killing me. You're killing me right here, man. You're killing me. All right. Well, I guess that's it in terms of our thoughts on Breath of the Wild 2. So we'll move over to our last gaming news announcement for today, which honestly wasn't on my list at all until like earlier today, because I honestly forgot that they did Kingdom Hearts 20th anniversary celebration thing. I forgot that was this month, let alone today. But in there, they announced like two other mobile games. I can't even remember the names off the top of my head though. But the thing that everybody's wilding about on Twitter lately is the announcement of Kingdom Hearts 4. And I looked at that, I was like, because Mario was the one that shared it in our Twitter DMs, and I was like, wait, what the freak? I was like, oh, it's still April Fool's, right? Like, I still thought this was April Fool's. So I clicked on the thing thinking it was fake or whatever. And I almost was led on to believe that because it showed the mobile games first. But then I was like, wait a minute, this is the Kingdom Hearts official YouTube channel. So I was like, wait, or Square Enix's official YouTube channel. I was like, okay, this can't be fake. And I started looking at this dude. I was like, what the heck? Immediately, I just saw the world that Sora was in, and I just looked at his face. I was like, I was like, dang, Square Enix. I was like, y'all trying to go like super, super realistic. I thought Kingdom Hearts 3 was kind of realistic, but this one, I was like, what the heck?
It was nah, it wasn't realistic. Maybe the world, but not the characters.
Oh, I don't know. Is this something I guess about his face, or maybe it's just because I'm comparing his face, what it looked like in this trailer, compared to where I'm playing at right now in the series. I don't know. Maybe that's what's throwing me off. I don't know. But the world and stuff was interesting, and I don't know exactly like what events have happened towards the very end of Kingdom Hearts 3 or slash the Remind DLC. But there's probably a reason why Sora's in this world. Honestly, I started thinking in the back of my mind, it's like, wait a minute, did he actually go back to his home world, but not on an island like on this? But
No,
I'm pretty sure that
it's
ain't
not.
it.
You're not gonna understand until you play the game.
Okay. Well, that's what I was thinking though. But I was seeing him and moving around in this world though, and I was like, what the heck? Like this dude was jumping, swinging his keychain, jumping from like swinging around the pole, jumping on the side of the highway, up, got the key lash, whipped that sucker up, jumped on the car. I was like, dang. I was like, okay. I was like, shoot. I was like, the action commands, I guess, in this game gonna be kind of sick though. But as all good things, it was kind of interesting because I guess we got to see a little bit of how the game will operate, at least with its engine. This scene is probably not going to stay verbatim the same like this, though. But it was a kind of nice, I guess, proof of concept or whatever you want to call it, though. But they basically just confirmed out and said this is in early development, which, Sonic, I don't even know how long was Kingdom Hearts 3 in development. Like, how long did we know about that game being in existence before it actually released?
Uh,
Or do you
it
remember?
was like 2015.
2015? And it got released in 2020, right? Or 2019.
I don't know, man. It's
I
been
thought it
like
was
a very
2020.
long time.
I think it was early 20. No, not 2020. It must have been 2019. Early 2019. I think it was in January or something like that. But anyway, it was like a good 4 or 5 years. So I'm like, the fact that they revealed this right here, I don't think they're gonna. I guess I don't think this game is gonna release. It's not gonna release this year. It's not gonna release next year. If we're lucky, it will at the earliest, which I still don't think that's gonna happen. But at the earliest, it'll be 2024. I wouldn't bet that it probably won't come out until like 2025 or something like that. So then they could technically say, oh no, never mind. I was thinking that was gonna be like 5 years after they announced this, whatever, and it would have been like the 25th anniversary. But I thought that's gonna be the case though. But anyway, so basically that's just gonna don't expect this game until like another two, I say 3 or 4 years, and I'm pretty sure that's when the game will come out though. But all the more the same, I'm glad that we actually get a confirmation of Kingdom Hearts 4. It's not going to be like some other side game series where we kind of don't know if it was going to be like an offshoot or whatever. Though it's going to be like a completely big thing. Because I guess the way how they ended Kingdom Hearts 3 Sanikyu, and I guess you can kind of speak to this, it kind of seemed like we're moving them to like a whole new era of Kingdom Hearts. Like I guess they concluded like one saga, so to
No,
say.
they completed the Dark Seeker saga. Now it's a
Yeah.
Lost Master arc.
Yeah, so that's what I was thinking. So if they completed a whole entire saga, it would make sense their next big one would be another numbered entry, and it wouldn't be like something like Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep or something like that. So I am looking forward to it. We just gotta wait quite a bit of time in order to get that underneath our hands, though. But any other things on Kingdom Hearts 4?
Uh, no, not really. Apparently, it takes like 7 days after the events of Kingdom Hearts 3.
What the heck?
Yeah, that's what
Oh,
I saw.
oh, good
I
gracious.
don't get, but it's alright. I
Dang.
was like, alright.
Sora can't even catch a break. He can't even catch a vacation. Gosh dang. All right. Well, that's
Well,
pretty much
the only thing
Honestly, like it reminds you of Final Fantasy, like what 15 was originally gonna be.
honestly it kind of does. Now that you mention it, huh? Interesting.
You seen Final Fantasy 15, like what originally was gonna be?
I seen some stuff here and there because at first I was kind of interested in maybe messing with it or something like that, but then I just decided, nah. But yeah, so I guess that's it in terms of our Kingdom Hearts discussion, though. Now, I'll go ahead and say this out here right now. we're about to transition into the Sonic movie review discussion, and it is going to be a spoilery one, so you have been warned. So after I play this little transitional music thing and stuff, and you see that Sonic on the screen, then you know we're going into spoiler territory. So this is your time to hop out right now if you're listening to this or watching this on the YouTube or on one of the podcast servers or whatnot. Though you have been warned. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump up straight up into our pop culture segment, that being the Sonic movie. All right. So this movie has came out. It came out a couple of days ago. I think technically earlier in on the European side. Like I don't know how they get movies like a whole entire week early. But anyway, I sat down and watched this movie on Friday. And honestly, I was expecting it to be like the Sonic movie 1. Like it was just gonna be a fun watch, but nothing super crazy though. I honestly could not stop myself from smiling for almost the whole entirety of this whole stinking movie. And by the time I walked out of the movie, I was like, did I really just watch that? Like that was a really enjoyable experience though. But Sanikyu and Haxx, y'all watched the movie together, right?
Yeah,
We
Now,
did.
now,
we did. We
now
did.
tell me about y'all's raw impressions real quick.
It's definitely better than the first.
Better than the first
Tell you
one.
that one.
Yeah,
I don't know. I can't really like rewatch the first one. Like this one's definitely rewatchable.
honestly, I was thinking the same thing like y'all. Like after watching this one, I was like, it would be really hard for me to go back and watch the first one, and I'm almost kind of tempted. I really do kind of want to watch this one again, but then I'm kind of cheap and I don't want to kind of run to the movies again to watch it though. But when it does come out on DVD or if it came out to a streaming service, I probably would sit down and rewatch this one because I mean that's how fun I have with this movie though. But before we go into like our review discussionist thing, I wanted to go into like our movie experience, like how was the atmosphere in the theater and stuff. How was y'all's experience? So I'll let y'all go ahead and take it away first since y'all both got to see it with each other.
There was a bunch of little kids that were having so much fun. I
They were
just brought a smile to my face.
Yeah. And kind of did
Like
to me too.
it was honestly like a movie made for like both kids and it's made for everyone in a way.
Yeah, in a
Like
way.
yeah, like a lot of kid jokes, yeah, a lot of adult jokes, like that stupid joke with like the priest. Are you a secret agent? Opens up his little book. Here, there's a gun.
There's a fucking gun.
Oh
I fucking died on that one.
I died too, but it was funny because like like the kids were reacting to like some of the funny kind of stuff, but when that gun thing was there, that was like basically all the adults in my theater. That's when we all laughed when we saw that moment.
They never
that was
expect
great.
the priest to be the guy with the gun.
I lost it. I lost it. Oh goodness. But any other thoughts on the theater experience?
No.
Not really. It was just basically
We definitely had the best seats in the house.
Now, did
Yeah.
y'all watch it late at night or did you watch it
No.
like during the day?
No, it
We
wasn't
watched
like around 2:30ish.
2:30.
Oh, okay, I got you. Oh yeah, then yeah, that
Although
makes
it was
sense for
pretty
all the
funny because
kids.
Haxx and this other friend of ours was like super late.
Yeah, I was running late.
Bruh. Wait, but you didn't miss like the beginning of the movie though, right?
No, like
Oh,
this is
okay.
this is the funny part. I was running late, and then after going inside, I'm in the fucking trying to get a drink, and that took forever.
Dang.
And then I walk in, they're still playing a trailer.
I kid y'all not, because literally with movie theater or with movies nowadays, like I went to the AMC to watch this one, and honestly, they play so many trailers. I think it's like 20 minutes worth of trailers or previews on other stuff.
It's
So
annoying. They
I
need to stop
know.
doing that.
I mean, I remember
They
back
need
in
to
the day
stop
when
doing it.
when you went to the theater when the showtime said 7 o'clock, the movie was about to run at 7:10 or sometimes a little before that because they run all the trailers and stuff starting before 7. So then you only had the really big important ones, like 3 or 4 big important ones at the start of 7 o'clock, and then you move straight onto the theater to the movie. So it didn't take that long. That felt okay. But nowadays, oh my gosh. But I guess in terms of my movie theater experience, I'm kind of like what y'all. I went early. Well, not super early because y'all went on Saturday. I went on the Friday night, and at first I was about to go at 7 o'clock, but then I was like, you know what? If I go at 6 o'clock, I can go see it earlier, come back home, do what I got to do at home, yada yada yada, have most of the night to myself. So I went at 6 o'clock. And I felt like, at least with my theater, it was almost completely full. The front row and the very back row, I think, were empty, but every other row in between that was basically maxed out. So I was like looking to my left and my right and stuff. I was like, okay, it's like for every other kind of family or something like that, you might have had some kids there. So it's like every other family that was sitting to your left or right, they had some kids or something like that though. So I was like, goodness. And the people to my right, I want to say it was either somebody's mama or somebody's older sister. It was either one of the two. I couldn't quite catch the vibe though. But then they had like they had like their would either it'd be like their little brother or it'd be like their little son sitting to the right of them. And I just heard like most of the comments they were saying throughout the movie. And we're almost like on the same wavelength though. So I was like, bro, it was kind of funny though. But yeah, a lot of kids up in there, and overall, everybody really loved the perception on it, and especially at least sitting towards the very tail end of the movie, there's a good amount of people that kind of knew there was going to be like a post-credit scene, and we'll talk about that a little later in the thing. Because oh goodness, there's some stuff to say about that though. But it was interesting to see a lot of people have been kind of trained to sit and watch the extra credits and stuff like that though. But yeah, so overall, it was a fun theater experience. Somehow, I did not manage to actually get up during the whole movie to use the restroom because I'm usually kind of bad at that. Like I like to drink like a big old drink and eat my popcorn and stuff. And I usually had to go and use the restroom. Like during the Batman movies, Sanikyu, like I literally got up like 3 or 4 times in that one. It was kind of bad. I ain't gonna lie. But this one, I managed to sit down and watch the whole thing. Oh goodness.
You didn't watch the whole movie?
No, because I got up like 4 times, man.
Jesus.
Damn.
I know. It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. But then
I
again, it was Batman, so I didn't feel like I was missing too much. I went during the slow moments, not like during the some of the plot heavy moments. Yada yada yada. But
well, damn.
anyway, I guess that's it in terms of our movie theater experience. Now let's go ahead and I guess I'm trying to think how should we go about it? Plot or character? Let's go off with the general overall vibe of the characters we got. Like we kind of know how Sonic is based on his previous works with the first movie though. So let's go ahead and jump over to Tails. What did y'all think about Tails and his character and how he played his role up in this movie?
Annoying.
Sorry?
Bit okay, a bit annoying was. I thought he was being
No,
too much of. I thought
no,
he was
it's like
being too much of a
it's
simp
like
for Sonic.
yeah, no, it's like oh, only Sonic the Hedgehog, only Sonic. I get like he's like what 10, whatever, but like
Yeah.
dial it back. It's like every other
Dial
line
it
he
back.
has to say has something like about Sonic.
It's interesting. It's interesting to hear y'all say that because honestly, I didn't quite catch that vibe. I mean, maybe towards like the tail end of the movie, where I guess like almost every other thing was like he was that supportive of Sonic though. But I guess that kind of makes sense from that point perspective though. But then again, I kind of saw it as like I guess a lot throughout this movie they always said what was it? Basically, like Sonic is basically almost like a child to like those two other those married couple. I can't even remember their names though. But like how earlier on in the movie he said being a hero, there's a lot more to being a hero. You got to be responsible for not just yourself, but really got to be responsible for other people, especially people that can't like defend themselves and yada 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 though. So it was always like he wanted to be a hero throughout like the whole course of this movie, and he actually got his moment to be that though. But it was kind of interesting how he got to interact with Tails during a lot of those moments and just kind of see that and kind of basically grow off of that moment though, because we know how Sonic is he's kind of laid back, a bit immature at times though, but that's just kind of nature of him. He just kind of likes to do whatever he wants to do though. But it was just kind of nice to see those moments with Tails and stuff, especially that one scene. What was it? What country was that? Where they were in like those snowy mountains and stuff like that. and they had like
Wasn't it
that
Siberia?
Siberia, yeah,
Siberia.
Siberia, and you know they had that whole showdown dance off battle with those people that were up in that cabin, but I don't know, it's just the little moments like right before they went to bed or something like that. Like he threw that blanket up on top of them. I don't know. It's just those kind of moments right there. I was like, oh, okay, Sonic. I was like, that was pretty nice. And then you got like Tails that shoots out his two tails and then puts it over Sonic himself though. So I don't know. I kind of like those buddy friendship moments between the two that they have throughout the course of the movie. I don't know. I guess I just got like a different vibe from that though. But at least that's just how I felt personally though.
I'd say Tails' best scene in the whole movie is probably where he goes on telling Sonic about his backstory and whatnot.
Yeah, that oh goodness, that backstory though, that was something. Which I guess we'll talk about that here in a bit though, because I actually got some questions for y'all though. Now we talked about Tails. Now what about Knuckles? What do y'all think about Knuckles, especially for the new or the dude that
Well,
voice acted him?
You don't know who it is?
I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. Like every now and then I remember his name, and then sometimes I just blank out on it.
Idris Elba.
There we go. You heard it from him. But what do y'all think about him before I give my thoughts?
well, it's
I thought he was fine as Knuckles. I thought he
yeah.
did
I
pretty
thought
good.
he did fine. Did pretty good as Knuckles.
Yeah,
Although, like, I'd probably say he could do a bit better, but I'll give it time. I'll wait and see how that Knuckles series goes.
yeah, that is a thing. Yeah, it'll be interesting to kind of see him, I guess, do it a little bit more with Knuckles though. At least with me with Knuckles, shoot, I felt like they couldn't cast anybody better than that. Like he had like just the right bit of like, because you know like how modern Knuckles is nowadays. Like he's kind of super laid back and kind of just like chill, almost to the point with like Sonic and Tails is. But he had just the right enough edginess about him, but still had like a comedic side about him too. Like I just felt like it was like the perfect balance of like of a Knuckles like a because you know like Knuckles he used to be like really mean kind of savage-ish back within like the Sonic 3 game or whatnot though, and then he had some light-hearted moments towards like a more modern Knuckles right now. I just felt like I felt like the guy kind of did his voice at least with quite a bit of justice. I just felt like it was just perfectly balanced, and I felt like they probably could have gotten a better mix of somebody to voice Knuckles though, which I kind of like the growth that he did because honestly, well, I was trying to think of should I say this or not. Nah, I'll leave it out because I guess that plays to the plot point though. But overall, I really did love Knuckles, and I guess the last one would be technically Dr. Eggman. I know you're the Dr. Eggman Fascinating the Audio, or some has called him Dr. Robotnik. But what do you think about his
Well,
role in this one?
well,
See him like go off the deep end with the character.
yeah, he went off the deep end with the character.
Now,
Like there are some points in the movie where I'm like, holy shit, that like his voice almost sounded like the one in the game for a second.
really now?
Yeah, that's how I saw some scenes. Like, oh, because I'm over here like paying attention. So sometimes I listen to how like the voices go here and there, and for like a split second, I'm like, oh shit, that laugh sounds like it could have been in the game.
Huh. Interesting. I kind of like that. All right. What about you, Sonic? Or I
Wait,
guess
what?
oh, I was saying what do you think about Eggman's performance up in this one, or Jim Carrey's Eggman in this one?
I love '90s Jim Carrey, and I'm glad he brought that back again
Oh,
for
oh
Eggman.
yeah, oh yeah. Like I gotta like I
Ace
miss like
Ventura,
this Jim
the
Carrey.
Eggman.
Yeah, yeah, and you gotta love '90s Jim Carrey, and he brought it back definitely.
It's kind of interesting because I guess the way how he performs, honestly, at this point, I can't see anybody if they wanted to make this like a really long running series, which I think I've been hearing from them. They said they want to make this as like its own universe thing because I guess like what we're seeing proof of it with the whole Knuckles series that's gonna be tied to Paramount Plus and stuff. I just can't see anybody else doing this. Eggman, like I don't know, they're just going to bring in some other villains or something like that. If which has word on the street been that Jim Carrey might be retiring soon or something like that?
It is the word on the street.
Dang. I'm just hoping that if he
But
retires, do it after the Sonic 3 movie, please, and then
I
we'll let you bow out.
I'm
Because I
pretty
feel like you got to
sure.
finish the trilogy.
No, I'm pretty sure. Like, if he's gonna come back for 3, they need a pretty good script for him to come out of retirement.
Oh no,
Pretty
he
sure
said
that's.
no. He said he was retiring, but he said like if they're making a third one, he'd do it.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh,
Yeah,
is that what he said? All
that's
right.
all I need
Yeah.
to know. That's all I need to know. Yeah, because I was like, dang, 'cause you have to at least finish the trilogy, and then that way we can say, hey, we actually got like a somewhat good video game adaptation trilogy. Which, shoot, I don't think we can ever honestly have ever really said that, to be honest, though. So I do want them to finish that though, because they're on to something right here. They're on to something. But outside of that, I guess that's it in terms of our, I guess, the main important characters. Like, you still had some of the other dudes return from the previous movie. What were you about to say?
I don't know. The Agent Stone is clearly an important character here. You just see how he took out those guys at the beginning of the movie.
Bruh. Oh, goodness. Agent Stone. My gosh. You know,
Oh, he's pretty funny.
He is
he
pretty
is pretty
funny.
funny. He is pretty funny.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Sanic has been told about this, but I fucking popped off when he brought out the fucking manual because it has the Genesis cover on it.
That, oh goodness. Which we have to talk. I guess at some point during this discussion, we'll talk about all the references they made to other Sonic games because I have like
Oh no,
several off of
definitely.
my hand. But oh goodness, this helped me not to forget though. But I did like him. I didn't mention him, but yeah, that agent he's pretty funny. He does provide some good comic relief. I do like him. And I think outside of him, you had the traditional, the two parents of Sonic, and oh gosh, the lady that was supposed to be married in the course of this movie, though. Oh my god. Oh, she was on one. She was on one. I was like, bro, we'll talk about it once we get to that point in the movie, though. But oh gosh, towards that wedding, though, my goodness. But I guess that's it in terms of our character summaries, though. So we'll go ahead and start jumping into the plot now. So we start off at the beginning of the movie, and what was it? It was that car chase scene where they were kind of running through the city and stuff like that. And then Sonic over here driving and stuff, eating chili dogs and stuff like that. I was like, what the heck is this boy doing over here? Legit, I don't know why, but I got like Spider-Man feels from it. It was just kind of weird. I don't know if y'all caught the same vibe, but what were y'all thinking during that
No,
first little
like
scene?
I
for
didn't
me,
get.
for me, and then this like continued on to like throughout the entire movie. This is the one part. This is like a part of the movie that I was like really disappointed with, and it's the lack of Sonic music.
Oh yeah,
Um,
definitely.
I don't get like why they couldn't like get Sonic music. Like that would have been perfect to like play Escape from the City right there.
Or I don't know,
oh,
like maybe actually get some Crush 40 tracks in there
Yeah,
here and
Crush
there in
40.
the background. I
I guess
or
y'all.
if you don't want to use the actual game versions, at least try to make like a cinematic version of the songs
Like the
or tracks.
only reference to like any Sonic music was his phone going off in the wedding part
Yeah.
of the movie.
Oh yeah.
That was the only time they ever did that, and it's like really, like even like the first Sonic movie, like it starts off with the hyper potions with like friends.
Yeah. The hyper potions and then isn't there
Yeah,
like also like a Green Hills melody here and there?
yeah, like at the end, and then they reference Crush 40 and when Eggman's just dancing.
Oh yeah. There's Crush 40s on his playlist.
Yeah.
Uh,
I don't know why they hadn't done that. Like, I feel like, I guess nowadays, if we get anything besides like a ringtone on the phone, it's like at the start of the movie when you do like your pre-credits, and it's like at the end of the movie where they do the actual post-credits.
which
I
is weird
guess.
because like
Huh.
like the song, what song were they playing? They were playing like a more like widely known song compared to like Sonic music.
Oh, what was that song?
Yeah.
You're right. What was that song? Crap.
Tricky. It was tricky. No, they
Oh
were playing tricky, but
yeah.
like they're willing to spend that much money on like licensing like like songs like that, but they couldn't get like Sonic music. Like really?
You think it'll be easier for them to do that, or
It
slash it
would
wouldn't
be. It
cost
would
them
be
that
It
much?
would have
easier.
been a lot easier. It would have been a lot easier.
Heck, I don't know. I guess y'all's guess is as good as mine on that. I have no idea. But
I kind of want to just chalk it up to it's just oh
I think
Hollywood. You gotta get these well-known songs into our fucking animated movie. We're not animated, but you get the idea.
yeah.
I'm gonna like try and see if I can't edit the like Escape from the City and see how well that fits in that scene. I think
Yeah,
I can
because
do it.
it's weird
Sure.
because Escape from the City, I honestly was expecting some scene like that to be played out in this movie. I thought we were gonna get it at some point. I legit thought we were gonna get it. Like they even made references to to that game. I honestly thought it was gonna happen. It was sad that it didn't. I was like, gosh dang it. Maybe for the third movie. I don't know. Please. Y'all can't drop the ball on that. Like, please. But yeah, so I guess it does it for the intro and stuff. You know, they had the father son moments, speaking on the canoe out there in the middle of the lake and stuff, having a nice little bonding moment, whatever though. And then
Right.
I guess
That's
Sonic
like
tried to.
his character arc, not even the character arc. It's like one of the like oh, he's got plot points. Like he now has a family, but now it's time for him to get some friends.
Pretty much, or at least
What?
looking out for some people, or trying to be responsible besides just looking out for only just himself. Which, yeah, basically what you said, Sonic. You. So what was it? So yeah, so they're out on the boat, they were bonding and all that stuff, and I guess Sonic really want to get him away or something like that. Like he literally gave one of them that ring and said, "Hey, go ahead," or I guess it just happened to work out like that. What you call its friend was getting married, so they went off to Hawaii, and they were off for like a decent bit of the movie until like almost the
Wasn't it?
tail end.
Hold on. Wasn't it the wife's sister?
Yeah,
Yeah, the wife's sister. Thank you. I could
Rachel,
never remember
I
her
think.
relationship. Yeah, wife's sister. Goodness.
Her name's Rachel, I think.
Rachel? Okay.
I think I don't know.
I don't even remember because of the airplane that was like bringing the banner like Rachel Hernando.
Oh yeah, Rachel's getting the one getting
Yeah.
married.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, Rachel. That was her name. Yes. So yeah, so they sent them off to Hawaii and stuff like that for them to basically get married and stuff like that. And that's where things got a little interesting because we didn't really get to see any of the other, human actors and stuff periodically throughout the mid or here and there throughout the movie, but not in its entirety or at least in big chunks towards the very tail end of the movie. So honestly, because of them kind of sticking them in at certain spots basically towards the very beginning and not even that much towards the very beginning, but mostly at the very end. I just felt for me personally, with them sidelining them for so long, I just kind of thought it helped with the pacing a little bit better. Like I didn't get that whole vibe of the traditional, oh, you know what? The first movie was like a buddy cop situation where you kind of knew that, he was
Which
going to be
I
going
really
with him.
hated.
Go with him like the whole
Yeah, I would.
across the
I didn't really
country.
care for that
It was
either.
very predictive and stuff like that. But the second they sent him off, I was like, oh, you know what? It's gonna be more focused around Sonic, Knuckles, Tails, and the Doc.
As
So
it
I was like,
as it
oh, thank
should
goodness.
be. As
I
it
was like,
should
thank
be. I don't
goodness.
get.
Which is funny because like that's what the critics hated.
That's what. It's exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please
They
tell me
wanted.
why.
No, they wanted more interaction with the human characters. Like
They
no.
wanted more. Like this is. You'd think they'd they'd notice what movie they're going into. You're going into a Sonic the Hedgehog movie. You're gonna be seeing a lot more Sonic and pals compared to the humans. Isn't it this basically the same thing that happened with King of the Monsters?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're
No,
right.
it's literally like a flip flop of like King of the Monsters and Godzilla vs Kong. Like we want more monsters. Oh, too much monsters. We want more humans. Oh, too much humans. We want more monsters. They can never make up their minds.
They never can. That's why you don't. That's why you don't really pay attention to what critics do. You pay attention to what like the viewers say about the movie.
Yeah, like the audience score.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that kicks me is what did they review the Sonic movie at? I thought it was like in the was it in the 60s or was it in the I'm trying to think, what did they rate that as?
What?
For their tomato score review thing for
It was like
Rotten Tomatoes.
67 for like critics, and then like somewhere like in the 90s for like audience score.
Yeah, 66 for tomato meter, 97 for audience score, which was like that's just ridiculous right there. I was like, come on. I was like, I don't know how many of those critics, actually play video game. Probably not that many though, but I don't know. I
Well, they're
just I
not
don't
Sonic
know.
fans. They're not Sonic fans at all.
Yeah, I just don't get it. But anyway, so I guess with the pacing and stuff, a lot better than the first movie. I could just already tell once they sent him off to Hawaii and stuff. And then you got like Sonic and stuff just kind of chilling and whatnot though. And then all of a sudden, Doc Eggman shows up though. But I guess to get more context on that, we gotta rewind all the way back to the the very beginning of the movie where because at the end of the first Sonic movie, they said I guess Eggman said, "I'll be back home by Christmas." I don't know if he did it sooner than Christmas or later than Christmas. I don't know, but it was interesting seeing him on that one planet with all those eggs and not eggs, all those mushrooms and stuff, and just making all of that different stuff. I didn't know how the heck he was gonna get off of that planet, and I guess he was just super lucky to have one of the Sonic's quills or whatever though. But luckily, I guess he comes up with some kind of crazy contraption where he's able to I guess send out like a homing beacon. I guess that's essentially what it acted like. Because once he activated that sucker, it knocked him out cold for like I don't know for like a good chunk of the day. And then thankfully the echidnas showed up with
No,
Knuckles
no,
and
no, 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 no.
or not
This is
echidnas, but
no. This is the first plot hole. Like who the hell were the first three guys?
I know that's what I was thinking. I was thinking echidnas,
I
but then
honestly have no
And
technically
idea.
no,
isn't
they
Knuckles the last
can't.
echidna?
Yeah, they can't be echidna. So his tail said Knuckles,
They're not a
the
kid.
last
Yeah.
echidna. Like then who the hell were the first three guys? They were
I
like
had no idea. I had no idea. Now that you
No
mentioned that,
idea.
I'm like, wait, what the heck?
because there's like some scenes in this movie where that just feel like completely unnecessary. Like this thing where like Sonic's running on water.
Yeah.
Okay, like he practically drowned, right? Because like he failed,
Oh yeah.
and then he made it onto the island anyway. Like, what was the point of that? Like, it was showing him like drowning. Just show him like running across and just making it to the island. There you go. It's like less time spent.
I don't know. I guess he lucked out because it seems like every now and then, or not every
Yeah,
now and
but
then,
like,
a good
yeah,
chunk of
but
movies when
yeah,
they're
but
in like
like,
those
what
ocean
are the
scenes, they get washed up
odds? Like, cause
against the
like,
shore. I don't know.
no. The water was pushing away from the island. So like, how do you even like get to the island? That's like like the odds of that happening is just like way too low. So it's
It's
just
way
like
too low,
that's
but for some
that's just a
reason,
that's just a nitpick for me. But like, I'm not
yeah.
saying it's like the end all be all, but still though.
I can count like a number of times how many times I either saw like a pirate movie or some movie where they're out at sea or something like that, or some adventure movie where they always crash in the water, but then somehow end up on the shore. It ain't my first rodeo seeing that play out on the big screen like that. I've seen it happen several times. I don't know. Maybe it's just movie dumb luck. I don't get it though. But
Probably.
I get what you're saying though. Yeah. But
Uh, the-
But yeah,
hmm.
so I don't know who those three originally that came in with Knuckles or whatever though, but I guess somehow Eggman managed to go back with Knuckles and managed to make it back on the Earth. So that's how he got managed to get back at least on Earth. And then knock, there he goes. And then you get to see the first encounter between Sonic
Knock
and
knock, it's
Knuckles.
Knuckles.
And honestly, I couldn't think of a better way to how those two could play off of each other, at least with their first interaction like that. And we kind of knew how it was gonna play out based on the previews that we got or the trailers that we got with the movie, though. But it was just something seeing
Hey,
Knuckles catch him at like supersonic speed and just knocking the living daylights out of that man. What
The
were you about to say,
yeah.
Haxx?
All right. So you know how Sanic mentioned he was probably gonna try to edit the scene
Uh,
with City Escape. I kind of did that real quick with some clip I found on YouTube.
bruh.
It kind of makes it a bit better. I'm not gonna lie.
let me see.
Where do I send it?
Let's put in. I don't know.
Fuck it, no mic.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know if I go back through and edit and piece this sucker out. I don't know. Maybe y'all see it like
All
right
right,
here
well,
or something like that.
yeah, well, it's not that big of a spoiler, anyways, because I'm pretty sure they show him running and chasing these guys in the trailers, right?
Yeah, it's literally in the trailer. So it's not really spoiled at
All right.
all.
Yeah, well,
Plus, it doesn't really spoil anything regarding the story, so.
yeah, well, I used some shitty camera recording because I was too lazy to find an actual good one.
Bruh.
I could have done it.
Yeah.
Well, let me just see it, and then I'll do it. I'll get the clip. Oh, that's awful.
Yeah, that
Well,
is awful. It is awful.
but I guess to go back to the Knuckles encounter though, but what? Oh, I guess what were y'all thoughts whenever they first encountered like that? I don't know. I just felt like a pretty good presence from Knuckles, like at least the way how he kind of handled himself. And I guess you know how like the traditional movie trope goes is like you normally gonna get like the snot beat out of you at first, like you ain't gonna win like that first encounter or whatever though. But I just kind of like how strong Knuckles was kind of portrayed, like he wasn't no pushover or whatever, which normally he isn't. And he just seemed really cool to me. He just seemed
Well,
really
you
cool.
have to remember, unlike Sonic, you don't chuckle.
Unlike Sonic, he doesn't chuckle.
Bro, y'all gonna have like a pun for everything. Like, good gracious.
Knock.
But,
Sonic, I don't chuckle.
but I guess or after that one scene played out, towards the very tail end of it, Tails managed to finally come up in there because I guess that's the reason why he hopped through the ring at the very tail end of the first movie through its post credits because he was trying to warn Sonic that Knuckles and stuff were gonna come after him because his interactions
No,
with
no, no,
the
no. Yeah,
family
yeah,
between Knuckles and Sonic's mom, or what I say, quote unquote mom, the person that basically raised Sonic though. And then you get like a first little tease of the
Oh,
history
Longclaw.
between
Longclaw.
Long Claw. You get the history tease between
Long
those two.
Kong.
And I guess we'll talk about it once we get to the point where he gets like that really important item, and we'll go into like further depth on it there though. But it was funny kind of seeing Tails drive that car and then just like drive it up to Knuckles. You think Knuckles could have just like beat the crap out of the car, but he just wipes the floor with the Knuckles. I was like, what the heck? I was like, bruh. I was like, how many times have we seen that in the movies? Like they just drive like a truck up or a car up and then they just run into the person like that. And he's like, just get in. And Sonic's like, I don't know who you are, but all right, whatever.
Well, you didn't have much choice.
Man, it's either stay there, get his ass kicked by Knuckles, or just live.
I honestly thought Sonic and Knuckles were like good rivals in this movie. They did a good job.
Oh yeah, they definitely did a good job portraying their rivalry from 3.
Yeah.
No, because like in this,
Well,
in this
well,
movie,
probably the better.
they're like complete and total opposite. Or like Knuckles, like they both lost everything, right? And they
Yeah.
grew up like lonely. But like whereas like Sonic found a family, Knuckles found Eggman. And obviously one learned to be more well, is learning to be more responsible. One is like following someone who's like, well, how Eggman, like very
Yeah.
deceitful and tricky.
Deceitful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I guess it was kind of nice seeing those two play. I'm trying to think, what was the next major plot point after that? Oh, no. That's when we got into the whole thing of where they sat down
They
and
would
then
go. They.
oh, what were we about to say?
I'm trying to figure out what the. Never mind. Isn't it where like or Robotnik and Knuckles like form an alliance to to help get the emerald or some shit?
Yeah, because that was the major plot point of this thing was for them to search and find the Master Emerald. And then when Tails mentioned that also to Sonic as well, then somehow he manages to pull out that little map he always had held on to all this time. And they finally got to see like that message from Longclaw saying that how originally, and this is where you get to the whole backstory of the echidnas and stuff like that, and how originally they had the Master Emerald, yada yada yada, and then and it was like they were the ones that made it and constructed the Master Emerald, and they basically the Master Emerald just turns thoughts into power. And apparently that didn't bode well for what was the race of I
The
can't even talk.
owls.
Yeah, the owls. What was
I
their
don't
official
know.
name of their race, or do y'all remember?
I don't know. I didn't really pay attention to that. I'm not gonna lie.
Dang.
It's just these owl dudes.
Yeah, so the owl people, I guess we'll call them the owl dudes. The owl dudes, they didn't like what the echidnas were doing, so they went in there, swooped that master emerald, took it, sealed it off, and that way nobody can abuse its power or whatever, though. And I guess that explains why, at the very beginning of the original Sonic movie, why Sonic was thrust into the one of his rings and whatnot, and why Longclaw was like, "Hey, you got to go, be safe or whatever." Though that explained that little war scene because those two were still at war at that moment. Whenever Sonic was a little kid back then, so that kind of builds off of what we saw originally in the first movie. So I do like that. So it kind of gave more context towards that. But we knew at this point, okay, it's basically go find the Master Emerald in a race before Knuckles find it, which there's like your big plot point of the similarities and stuff and pulls from Sonic 3. So that's how you kind of knew, okay, they're going to pull quite a bit from Sonic 3. A little bit with Sonic 2 because of the fact that Tails is up in it, though, but primarily off of Sonic 3.
The thing I thought was interesting with the Master Emerald is that it's not this big emerald that controls the 7 Chaos Emeralds like the games. No, it's just one giant fucking emerald that where all the 7 are put into and combined.
Yeah, and then like at the end, they make. Well, Knuckles like fixes the Master Emerald.
Yeah, it shows him fixing the emeralds like how he's doing in the adventure games, which I
Yeah.
thought was pretty cool.
And I guess well, I guess before I go on to the, well, no, never mind. I'll say that for later because we'll probably wind up talking about it a little later though. But yeah, so I think that was the point where he started to go off and search for that. We already had Knuckles, Robotnik siding up with each other, and you had Sonic and Tails, and that led over to what was that country y'all said again? Siberia.
Siberia.
Yeah, and honestly, that dance battle was actually pretty funny. I actually kind of liked that. I ain't gonna lie. Like at first, I thought it was gonna be cheesy, like the whole bar scene, like what we had in the first movie. I think I like this scene a lot better than the bar scene that we got in the first movie, though. I don't know. It was kind of cool. I kind of like the way how Sonic and Tails spin off of each other, though.
I'm
But
gonna admit, I was expecting an actual fight scene, not a dance off.
a fight scene. I kind of get that vibe too because it was weird because they walked up into that joint and everybody was like me mugging. It was like dude slicing off a fish head or whatever. Like Sonic and Tails walked in the door and they were like completely bundled up like head to toe just to make sure they don't look like any fuzzy animals or whatever though. But yeah, dude chopping off a fish head and stuff like that. Dudes with these mean tattoos. And then you thought the old lady was nice, but she pops up her old like knitted quilt, whatever, with like a skull up on top of it. So I thought these dudes were like ready to fight or whatever, though, like what you said, Haxx. And then it just turned out to be a dance battle. I was like, what the heck? But it was kind of funny though, none the least though. But I enjoyed it. I don't know what your thoughts were, Sanikyu, over that scene.
I liked it. And again, like another instance where like they dropped the ball with the soundtrack. They could have used Sonic music
Yeah,
there.
they really could have put something else there.
And you can see like the people that were like animating this were like, oh yeah, there's gonna be a great like setup for like Sonic music. Why aren't they using Sonic music?
They're like, crap, we gotta go with plan B. They didn't use the Sonic movie. Now we gotta actually choreograph and get our stuff lined up with
No, no,
whatever
no, no,
music
no.
they're
This is
using.
this. I'm pretty sure they did this before, like knowing what the soundtrack is. But like, I don't know.
Huh.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I guess that was it for that scene. It was pretty cool and whatnot though. And then and this is I guess at that moment where they kind of had some phone calls back and forth with Sonic's parents or whatnot though, because they were checking in with him every now and then whatnot though. But eventually Robotnik got, pretty smart. At one point, he fake called Sonic or whatever though, so they kind of got their location though. But anyway, it was in Siberia where the key, which was like a compass, led to the Master Emerald itself. So that's what Sonic and Tails went to go grab. And it was at that moment where they finally grabbed them. I think that's when they went into the full history of about the whole long claws people versus the echidnas themselves and stuff like that. And then that's when Knuckles hopped down and was like, yeah. I was like, man, I was trained since birth and like all forms of like martial arts and stuff like that. That explains why he's so strong and whatever. Though it was kind of sad to see him. He had his whole crew of people, and how just like Sonic, he was like a little tight since then. And then to see his dad leave him or whatever though, and then he never came back because of that one fight. It was weird just to kind of see both the events in the first Sonic movie and that one moment that we saw with Knuckles basically playing out at the same time roughly. So it kind of made you kind of relate with Knuckles a little bit though, and see why he was actually doing what he was doing, because he kind of thought it was right and that he was kind of avenging his people, y'all, like trying to find this purpose in life, kind of so to say though. But anyway though, then after they got the compass and stuff, they decided, all right, you know what? It's the traditional fight. Try to see who can get away and get alive with the compass or whatever though. And then they start snowboarding down the mountain, which honestly it kind of gave me some Sonic Adventure 2 vibes, because it kind of reminded me of when he jumped out of that helicopter and started zipping down through the streets like that. It almost kind of reminded me of that just a little bit. Or is it more closer to like Sonic
Okay.
Riders, like with the
Okay,
snowboarding
so
kind of thing?
this is where I'm gonna just say not Adventure 2 or Riders. It would be Sonic 3 and Sonic Adventure. Because you're actually snowboarding in those games.
Oh,
Like
okay.
you actually see Sonic snowboard.
Huh.
To which I say, where the hell is my ice cap music?
Yeah, no, it's and yet another instance where they could use Sonic.
They really could have used the ice cap
And
music.
then I can't even remember the song that they used. Like like they used like this weird ass rap music when he was like going like super fast again.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like if they couldn't use the Sonic, it makes sense why they couldn't use the Sonic 3 one, because they'd have to deal with the licensings for like the original song Ice Cap's based off of. But they could have used like maybe the adventure version or something.
Mm-hmm.
There, I did it.
But yeah, so I guess it was chasing them all the way down that
Okay, that
mountain,
looks
which
much better.
I guess when you saw them doing like the whole slow mo thing, that was kind of cool and whatnot though. They got all the way to the very tail end of the mountain and whatnot though. And this is where things,
Oh,
I guess, take a
Guard,
sudden turn.
I put the thing in the no mic.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll look at it at some point. Hopefully it's as good as what y'all saying it is though. But I guess that's where the point where I guess the movie almost kind of turned on its head. Like, like how traditionally, like, you have your hero at its highest point, and then this is where they start to hit the low point. Because at one moment, it almost seemed like Sonic and Knuckles were almost about to see eye to eye. But then it was like at one point, I think Tails like threw his electrocutor thing at Knuckles, and he's like, "Oh, you lied to me," or yada yada yada. And then basically Knuckles, or somehow I can't remember how Tails got knocked out. How, I can't remember.
No,
No, that was later on.
Was it later?
Robotnik like threw like missiles at him.
Oh, okay. So he got hit by one of them, and then landed basically by like Sonic's feet. And then it was at that moment where he called or I'm just gonna say his dad. He called his dad up, and he was like, "Hey, bro," he's like, "Throw me a ring. I need you to save me right now, because there was like a whole avalanche and stuff chasing right behind him too." And then lo and behold, I knew it from this point. The second that they saw that dude over there by the wedding in Hawaii, where he did that little trick with like the ring thing with one of the little kids, I knew he swapped the rings accidentally at that moment. So I was just waiting to see the consequence for that. And then you saw it right here. And then it's like, bruh. I was like, I knew that woman was gonna be upset if he crashes her, wedding and whatnot though. But they all had it coming though. Eventually they got that ring, threw it out, and then boom, all that snow and stuff comes out, and they managed to save Sonic by like the skin of their teeth. But then Tails is almost down for the count at that point. So it was like, gosh dang. And I guess it was at that point where it was at that point where essentially all of them got captured. Like Sonic got captured, Tails got captured, And then I guess because his dad was trying to defend Sonic, he even got himself locked up too. And then that's where I felt like where the comedic levels started going like to all time high. Like that's what we explained earlier. How like it was like, wait, are you a cop and stuff? Like this whole wedding was a setup just to take care of I guess just to take care of
It
like
was just a setup,
extraterrestrial threats. Yeah, it
just to
was.
grab Sonic.
Which I was like, bro, what the heck? And that's what we were talking about earlier with that gun scene. I was like, bro, I was like, the priest holding that gun. I was like, in the Bible, I was like, I was freaking done with this movie. I was like, bro, I laughed quite a bit along the way though, but I was like, that moment right there, I was like, bro.
I'm pretty sure everybody in the theater laughed when that happened, right?
Yeah.
It was, or at least all the adults that were there. Maybe not the kids, but yeah. And it was funny because technically the acronym of whatever group they were called, it was abbreviated out to be called GUN. I was like, what the? I was like, okay. I was like, crazy acronym, but whatever. I'll take it anyway, though. And it was at that moment where Rachel and Sonic's mom, I'll say that again, once again. They had to bust everybody out from those dudes though. I guess using like a bunch of Tails gadgets and stuff like that though. So it was kind of nice, funny, and I guess that's when Rachel went off the deep end. Like she was crazy in this. Like, was everybody cracking up in y'all's theater every time she was going off on these dudes and stuff like that, and like driving that what was it, like that golf cart around and like smashing
No,
like every table or whatever though.
no, just the little kids.
Just the little kids.
It's just
Okay.
the kids.
I gave a chuckle whenever
No,
she said something funny, but
the one thing that cracked me up was like they don't know what the weapons do, so they throw this weapon when they got caught by this one guy, and then they just starts flying off into the air because the gravity turned off on him.
Yeah,
oh
the
yeah.
gravity things. That
And
was
they're
pretty
like,
funny.
no, I was like, did they just kill a guy?
I think
No,
they
like
killed the
that
guy.
dude just kept going up and up and up, and I was like, is he gonna
And then
come down?
he eventually did come down. It was like General Olive Garden. They,
Oh, he should have
we've been
died. He should have died
infiltrated.
right there. There's no way he should have came out of that.
There's no
Oh,
way he should have
but he
lived.
landed on the table though, didn't he?
No,
No,
that
no,
there's
no,
no
no.
way
He
he would have
landed on the
lived
ground.
regardless.
Oh, he landed straight
No,
on
well,
the. Nah,
Well,
he should have been dead.
well, we can't show we can't show death for like
For
kids to
kids.
see.
yeah,
Yeah.
So it was funny though.
Yeah,
it was kind of funny.
It's the same reason why they don't actually have guns. They have like tasers.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, they did have all them tasers and stuff. Like, he even had that dude jumping out in front of Rachel at that one moment, and then he took that hit, and I guess basically said, even though this was a setup, I still love you, yada yada yada. Though, so I guess they had their one little moment though, and eventually whenever they busted out all Sonic, Tails, and Sonic's dad and whatnot though. It was at that moment. It was like Sonic was like, "All right, shoot, we lost the compass. Eggman and Knuckles are about to get the Master Emerald.
His name is not Sonic's dad. It's the
What's
Donut
his
Lord.
name? Oh,
The
the
Donut Lord.
Donut Lord. You can't. Not to be confused with the Pastry King
Or the Pillsbury Boy.
or the
Pillsbury
Pillsbury
Doughboy.
Doughboy.
Oh yeah, so that donut man. It once they got him all out, he was
Lord.
like Donut Lord. Once he got them all out, then Sonic recognized and he was like, "Hey, shoot, the Master Emerald, Knuckles and Robotnik are about to get it." So it was weird because it was tough seeing them struggle and stuff like that. And he's like, "Dang!" And that's when he kind of came to the turns. He was like, "Hey, you know what you were saying, Paul? That was right. What you were saying about how." Becoming a hero and stuff ain't I don't decide on all of that. It comes finds me. He just basically said I failed at it though, but I ain't gonna try to lose anybody else. And he storms off and tries to beat him because he's like the only one that can catch up with him at that point though. And you saw Tails struggling. Like he really wanted to support. He really wanted to support his buddy and stuff. And it was kind of nice because all throughout Tails' life, he didn't have a friend at all. Kind of similar, almost like Sonic to a small degree um until he met Sonic. So it was like he was trying to support him every way he can. It was just kind of sad to see him that you couldn't support him off in that last final, what almost seemed to be a last final battle before the true final battle though.
Yeah, Tails didn't have any friends because they just make fun of him for having two tails.
Yeah. That's messed up,
Yeah,
man.
that's the same like the games, right? If I remember correctly.
No, like from the cartoon.
Or is it the cartoon? Yeah, never mind.
Either cartoon or like one, maybe the game's referenced it as well. I can't really remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I guess at this point, what was it? Tails and not Tails, Knuckles and Robotnik were over there on the island. They finally figured out where the compass plugged up into, and then you had this island floating up out of the sea, which that was Angel Island, right? That was floating up out of the
No,
sea,
no, they
or was
weren't
that
floating.
No,
No, it
no,
wasn't
they were
floating.
not. They were not in Angel Island.
okay?
It
Okay,
wasn't floating.
No, they were in the. They were still like underneath the water. The
Yeah.
thing here's another scene that they could have used Sonic music. I'm gonna keep on harping on this movie for not using Sonic music. A labyrinth, a maze,
The
labyrinth
labyrinth. Yeah.
zone. They could have given you like labyrinth zone music.
Yeah.
Dang. Yeah, they could have. And I guess it was kind of funny, and also it's kind of cool seeing like Robotnik and Knuckles like run through. Literally, I felt like that was like the Indiana Jones moment. Like they're running through all this stuff, seeing a bunch of traps or whatever, though. And it finally took Eggman a good hot seconds. Like, you know what? Let me use my smarts to actually get through this base, so we don't have to risk our lives, running through this thing because they had arrows shooting up, axes coming off. He always was talking about his mustache for like a good part of the movie, though, which was kind of funny. I thought like one of those axes were gonna come over, swing by, and like shave half of it off or something like that. I was expecting for him to lose it at some point at that movie, though, but I guess he didn't. He protected that stash, though. But yeah, so while they were running through all of this, then this is where that moment where Sonic had his running on water moment, like what you mentioned earlier, Sanikyu, how he was like, I guess he was trying to tackle his fear with the ocean and somehow managed to get up in the ocean, but somehow
Not with
managed to
the
get up on the
ocean. It's
land.
just like I mean, it's not even like you're afraid of the ocean. You just can't swim.
Oh no, no,
You
no,
can't swim.
not the fear of the ocean, but the fear of the water itself. Yeah, because he can't
It's
swim.
funny because like they it was like a small reference in the beginning of the movie, but then it actually became like a point in the later on in the movie
Yeah,
that he
yeah,
can't swim.
I know, because he was in the boat with him and he fell off. He's like, he can't swim. I was like, I thought it was just a reference, but I didn't think they're going to expand upon that later on in the movie. So it
No,
was
because
nice
like
seeing that.
No,
yeah, it was,
like Sonic, like even in the game, he can't swim.
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's clearly like one of his weaknesses.
Yeah,
He
it's one
cannot
of
swim.
the main things about him.
Yeah, it's so like anxiety inducing, just like trying to get out of the water, like.
I thought they were going to
And
play that
then,
music while he was underwater
oh,
at certain
which
points.
actually, so on speaking on the drowning theme, they really could have used that.
The thing that pisses me off is that like they show him like sucking up a water bubble, like
Yes, I
yes,
was like,
yes,
what the heck?
Hey,
yes,
yes,
Oh shoot.
but then they don't use like the anxiety inducing music that.
they don't use. Yeah,
I'll be right back. I'm just gonna get some water.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, and it was funny how they did that little bubble thing, or like him sucking up the air bubble at that one moment. Because I remember going through and playing Sonic games a lot, and you get into those underwater moments. Because during the levels, if you happen to
yeah,
stay above ground, that's like usually the fastest way to zip through a level. But if you happen to get down towards the bottom of the level and fall in the water, that's usually your slowest route. And you almost have like some anxiety, panic attacks when you heard that music start clicking in the dun 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 dun
yeah,
dun 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 dun. I was like,
yeah.
I was expecting them almost like that would have been the one thing. I was like kind of like with Sonic Q. I was like a lot of different things. I wish there was
They
like a
really should have just
cinematic
used it.
music version of that. That would have been kind of cool. But I guess for that one scene of whenever it was happening, I don't know if it would have been 100% appropriate though, but maybe they could have put it somewhere else in the movie. I don't know though, but it would have been nice to see it somehow represented though. But yeah, so they were racing to find this Master Emerald and stuff, and it was at this point where I guess Knuckles got to see Eggman's true colors, and he managed to figure out that Eggman kind of wanted just to get the Master Emerald just for his own selfish desires and stuff like that. So that's
Oh, you
when we
didn't figure
finally
it
got to.
out. No, you didn't figure it out.
Not that he figured it out, but it's the fact
No,
that
he just straight up just got betrayed. That's all. That's
yeah,
what
yeah, yeah,
happened.
yeah. Betray.
That's
When I
it.
said figure it out, I
You just
meant
got
like
betrayed.
he saw his true colors.
Which they did like no, like he was wondering like in the one scene with like in Siberia, like how Eggman said, like, of course he did. He fight for his friends, which is like really weak. And then Knuckles like, but no, like in that one scene where like Eggman betrayed him, he didn't see that coming. They pretty much took from like the games. He's gullible.
Yeah.
Yeah,
which
Yeah,
makes sense.
that is a good
Which
point.
makes sense.
it
Which
makes
makes
sense.
sense
Yeah,
because he didn't grow up with anyone. He didn't have anyone. So
So
obviously he's lacking the social awareness to like realize he's being taken advantage of.
yeah, he's basically the straightest man that you're ever gonna see, or I say straightest man, straightest kid that you're ever gonna see. Like, you can't tell what's the sarcasm, what's the real, what's the joke, yada yada. Which
Oh no,
you
yeah,
didn't
no,
even
like it
think
was
about
shows like
yeah.
that,
even
but
later
that's
on.
right.
No, like even earlier on, like when Eggman and Mr. Stone were like were like um what's it called? Stalking the messages between Donut Lord and Sonic. Like they were just reading
Yeah.
it, right?
Oh
But then Knuckles
Yeah.
like, "What are you doing at home? Oh, nothing. Dot 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 dot
Dot,
dot dot dot
You had
dot
Eggman
dot
and
dot
the other
Dot
dude looking at
dot
each other
dot
real
dot
slow
dot
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 while they're
dot
still
dot
saying dots like
dot
that, and then
dot
turn back and look
dot
forward like that. I was
dot
like,
dot
golly.
dot. Which
dot.
ironically, which not ironic, which it did last that long.
It really did last that long. It,
And
it
like,
lasted a bit longer than it should have,
it
but
was funny
with
because
with how his character's portrayed here, I guess that makes sense that
Oh
he'd
no,
be
Idris
doing it
Elba,
for
I
that
think
long.
did a good job of portraying
Uh,
Knuckles.
yeah,
yeah, and it was kind of funny because while y'all were saying that dot dot dot, I was literally describing out how they both were looking at each other and then both looked forward, and in the process of that, while y'all were saying the dots, like we basically reenacted that one little scene. Like that's how long it took. I was like, golly. But yeah,
And then
like
like
and
after that scene with
uh,
the obviously when he got betrayed, we got like honestly like one of my favorite scenes in the movie, where like Sonic was like, despite realizing oh he can't swim, he still goes in to save Knuckles, which is like that
yeah,
is a Sonic
yeah.
thing to do.
That is a very Sonic thing to do. Like, keep in mind, like Sonic even like okay, this is OVA I'm talking here. He tried to save Metal Sonic
Yeah,
from lava.
because that's what heroes do.
golly, from lava, bro.
So
It makes
to
the
which
water
I
scene
say,
change.
to which I say, I try watching the OVA if you ever get the chance.
Oh no, the OVA is like really good. I
It
love it.
is really good.
So yeah, so he risks his own life to save Knuckles, managed to get him out of there. And then it was kind of tough seeing him struggle, sucking up water bubbles and stuff like that. But then Knuckles already swimming halfway out, and he's like, "Bro, this dude's almost gonna drown up underneath here. Like that dude couldn't, man." And I was wondering at that a split moment, I was like, "Are they gonna really make him break his character and almost find a way to make him swim out of nowhere?" But lo and behold, you see Knuckles grab his hand or whatever though, and then they're both up on the beach and stuff. So they're like,
Just
"Okay,
such a
good."
weird transition, but like I'm cool with
Yeah,
it.
I mean, I don't mind.
Oh, from
Well,
going
like
underneath that
no,
whole.
they're literally they're literally like in the like at the end of the labyrinth. Okay, grabs his hand on the beach, like okay.
I guess he put him on his back and he literally carried him all the way to that beach, or
Yeah,
swam carried him.
he saved Private Sonic.
Bruh. Private Sonic. And it was kind of funny seeing those two interact, I guess, on the beach. Like, instead of throwing snowballs, they were throwing like
The
sandballs at
sand
each other.
balls.
Oh,
It's-
that's what got my theater laughing. Like he was just throwing
Yeah,
like small
yeah.
sandballs, and then like
Oh yeah,
Knuckles just grabbed
everybody loved
like a boulder-sized one, just threw it
just
on
the
top of
It's
him.
like,
boulders.
ugh.
Nice.
So I was like, gosh, dang. I was like, he wasn't holding back. I was like, my goodness. But yeah, oh goodness, yeah, that was pretty funny. And then I guess it was at this moment where they're like, all right, shoot, Dr. Eggman, he has to master Emerald at this point, so we're gonna have to stop him somehow. And then so now you got the trio back together, or not back together, but
Well,
together, should I say, because they hadn't really
well,
been
but
together originally.
well, yeah, but let's not gloss over the fact that this like at this point on the beach, Knuckles like they're talking to each other like Knuckles is wondering why Sonic is so different from him, and then Sonic just tells him like,
Yeah.
It's like I'm a hedgehog, you ain't, kid. We
you
we
know,
got two different
like
backstories, but almost two sides of
I
the
mean,
same coin.
Yeah, they
I
are.
mean, like
That's
like yeah,
why they're like very great rivals in this
yeah,
movie.
they're good rivals.
Yeah. So it was nice seeing that moment, in which I guess that was the touching. We already had the touching Sonic Tails moment. That was our Sonic Knuckles moment. So now Eggman got the Master Emerald. It's time to throw down. So all three of them, they head back up, and you got to end things where they all begin, right? Got to go back to Green Hill Zone or whatever they call that place in the movie. Was it
Green Hill. Green Hill.
They just call it Green Hill.
Yeah, it's called Green Hill.
Yeah, it's just straight up Green Hill.
Gosh,
Well,
dang.
actually, no, Green Hills.
Green Hills, yeah.
Green Hills. Gotta make it right. Green Hills. So yeah, so they're back over there, and all those army people and stuff like that were like, hey, we got to stop Eggman at once, because I guess one of them tipped them off, say, hey, Eggman's back from from wherever else they kind of threw him at originally in the first movie though. And then he comes in there, superpower and stuff. Like, it was weird to see his voice kind of like fluctuate, I guess, with the power of the emerald or whatever. I was like, is he gonna really be talking like that for like the rest of the movie? But I guess he doesn't though. But he forms this big old robot from all the different parts. And I know that probably made a big old smile up on your face, Haxx. I'll let you explain that part.
I legit thought they were gonna make the Death Egg, but
Yeah, but Death Egg robot, I'll give him that. It's a pretty cool design for the Death Egg robot.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I really did like the design. It was that sucker was massive. Like, I always compare it to the games. Compared to that, I was like, okay, that was like.
Oh, okay,
it
no,
sized.
it was in the games. It was decently sized, but in the movie, no, that thing is just huge in the movie.
It was literally like a skyscraper sized.
Skyscraper size.
It's crazy to think that Eggman thinks he needs something that big to take out like literally three things that are like a small percentage fraction of the size of that big old robot. It's kind of crazy, but
I don't think he built it just to take care of them. I'm pretty sure he built it so he can at least try to do whatever he wanted to do.
Yeah,
no, that's what he said, like to take over the world. That's why he wanted the Master Emerald.
He's like, take over the world, then the universe, then the multiverse, and he's like, then I think I'll be content with after that. Like, I was like, bro. And I guess that was your little tease of, I guess, with them trying to do a multiverse kind of thingy though. But yeah, so maybe. So he's all big and powerful and stuff like that. Then this part actually made me smile whenever Tails came in driving on the plane, and like Tails driving it, you had Sonic riding on the top, you had Knuckles hanging off of the side, and I was like, gosh dang, I was like, is that a Sonic Advance 3 reference? Almost kind of ish. And I was like, I guess in a way you can kind of think about it like that though. I was like, my goodness. What'd you say? I said when Tails was driving the plane and then you had Sonic riding on top of it, I was like, dang, is that almost kind of like a Sonic Advance 3 reference? I was like, I guess you kind of can say that.
No. That's a Sonic 2 reference. Not even like they did it in like Sonic Mania as well.
No, I was just thinking about Sonic Advance.
What are you talking about?
I was thinking about
like Sonic's just riding on top of the plane.
Oh no, he's been doing that since 2.
Yeah, he did that like in the ending where like if you don't get like Super Sonic, he gets Tails catches
not only
him,
that. No, the Sky Chase.
Yeah, that's right, to catch up with like the airplane, no?
Yeah.
I mean
with the ship.
Yeah, to get on top of like the
Yeah. Like being on top of the plane wing has always been his thing too.
Yeah, that was a level.
And I remember the one with the one I was thinking with Sonic Advance 3 was like, in order to get all the Chaos Emeralds in Sonic Advance 3, you always had those plane levels where you had to collect an X amount of rings on top of it. That's what it reminded me of at first glance. For some oddball reason. So I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, I guess you can technically make a lot of different references, a lot of different movies, because, Sonic and Tails are just kind of like that with the plane now. But yeah, so you had those two whipping in, and I guess Knuckles just kind of just dropped off and hit the ground like Winter Soldier, which it was kind of funny. They actually made a lot of references. This ain't like our video game references though, but they made a lot of references to like modern day stuff. Like they said The Rock, they said Vin Diesel.
Too.
They mentioned like Winter Soldier. Marvel. I'm trying to think. There was another one I think they might have done. I'm just trying to remember.
Ghostbusters references.
And then, yeah, they mentioned Ghostbusters and something else that Warner Brothers made. I just can't remember. Or did they mention No, they didn't mention
Yeah,
Batman, did they?
Batman.
he did
Yes,
mention Batman.
Batman.
Yeah, Batman. Yeah. So there was quite a bit of movie references up in this one. I was like, dang. So I was almost cherry picking them out left and right though. But yeah, you literally had like Knuckles dropping out of the plane, like almost like Winter Soldier, or yeah, like Winter Soldier, literally jumping out of the plane straight up like that. I was like, gosh dang. But anyway, you have those three attacking the robot and almost getting the crap beat out of them to where I guess they have to have a
See,
point like a huddle meeting.
honestly,
Just
like, it's funny because you probably agree with this guy. Like even though it's like a Sonic Heroes kind of thing, it's honestly like Avengers but for like little kids.
that kind of was because there was that one moment where they were sitting on top of that rubble and they spun the camera around because it had all these different robots around, and it kind of gave me like a slight Avengers kind of feel, like Avengers 2. Like there was that one moment where they had to protect the. There was like this one little thing,
No, I'd say
this
like
lock
the
where the,
first I'd
or
say
I
like the
guess,
first
or it could be
Avengers.
the first Avengers too. They did it in both movies, but I could see both. I could see both. Like now that you mention
Yeah.
that though, but that panoramic, circle shot, yeah, it did kind of give me those Avengers vibes though. So yeah, it was kind of funny seeing that though. But they came up with that plan, and I guess this is when you got that's like y'all like to call him Donut Lord. They started to side the system a
Yeah.
little bit, and they drove off in the truck trying to chase him though. But you had Sonic as a decoy, while like Tails and Knuckles were climbing up the back of the robot to get up inside of the thing. And I guess
Yeah.
after they did all of that, they finally managed to successfully get up in there. I like how Tails was a secondary decoy for Knuckles to just come up in there and just literally roll up and just punch the dude, punch the Master
Just
Animal out
straight
of
up
him.
punched a dude.
Which is a straight up reference to Sonic 3, just Knuckles just punching the shit out of Super Sonic and knocking him out of
Yeah.
super form.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It just goes to show you that yeah, they did care about this movie.
They did care.
Yeah.
So
So
speaking of like they did care, so I noticed the design of the plane. It's basically the one from the games.
Yeah, it's straight up
it
Sonic's plane.
is. Yeah,
Yeah.
it literally is.
Let me just put an image in the mic for reference. Like it's basically the same
Like
plane.
even the stars there.
Yeah, even the star.
They're gonna if they make a Sonic 3, they're probably gonna like keep that plane and just put Sonic right there.
Like yeah,
Probably.
like they're either gonna keep the plane red or they're gonna switch it to the blue version.
You should put this up, Zard, in the thing.
Yeah, you should.
It probably
Like as a visual.
it'll probably be in my edited version. I don't know if I'll be able to quickly do this thing on the podcast version side of the things though. But whenever I do go through and trim this thing out,
Understandable.
I'll
Whenever
put
you
it
get
up
it.
on there.
Whenever you get it.
But
Whenever you get
yes,
the chance.
but yeah, that plane was pretty sick though. And I guess what is it? They knocked the living snot out of him. That Master Armor went flying free. And then I guess Eggman was smart enough to have auxiliary power on the thing. And then this is where you saw that one moment, like Sonic was beating the batter up from like the ground up, like struggling for dear life, trying to get that Master Emerald that fell out. And then almost about to stomp on them. And then his crew managed to come by in a truck, sweep him up, put him up in there though. And Eggman's like, crap, now I gotta punch the ground and flip the whole truck over and stuff like that. And then you had that one moment where they almost about to crush where they were almost about to stomp on top of all three of them. And, it was going to be game over right then and there, though. But in the process of that, the Master Emerald broke. And then you saw the 7 Chaos Emeralds come up outside of that thing. I was like, what the actual freak? I was like, I guess you got to have a way to make them pop up here somehow. And then, boom, the Sonic goes supersonic. I was like, I didn't think I was kind of torn. I didn't know if they were gonna show Supersonic off or not. Part of me said yes, part of me said no. I was very unsure until I saw them Chaos Emeralds. I was like, okay, they're going for this thing. They're going for it though. But the design of him in supersonic form, that was pretty sick. I ain't gonna lie, that was actually pretty sick.
So this is where I'm gonna say I was spoiled on Supersonic.
Really?
Leave it at Twitter.
Goodness, I don't know
Like,
how I was spoiled.
I'm not even like. Here's the funny thing. I'm not even following all this Sonic stuff, despite being a big fan of the games. But I don't know how I got spoiled. It just happened.
Dang. That must have been pretty messed up. But I guess since you were
It's whatever.
spoiled, what do you think about that supersonic movie? Supersonic moment, Sanikyu.
It was pretty awesome. I
It,
like
it
how
was
like at
pretty.
the end of I like how like he was injured, right? He goes supersonic, then he leaves supersonic, he's all healed. Like
I mean,
another reference, another reference.
yeah, it's another reference.
Before he was healed, you saw that moment where like Knuckles was like, hey, that's not the Sonic you once knew. Now the power of the
That's
Emerald
not.
has corrupted him and all that stuff.
Yes,
And he looked like he was about to knock the living crap out of
that's.
everybody with the
Here's the
lightning
thing,
rod.
though.
And
That's
so was the
another
chili
reference.
dog.
That's another reference. That is
Oh my
another reference.
God.
And like in the Archie comics, Sonic goes like
No,
insane
it's
when he goes super.
well, it's not just the Archie comics. It's also Sonic the comic too. Like those other, I think it's from the European side of things. Like those
Mm.
comics,
Yeah.
they also had their own. It's basically the same design. It's just super crazy looking supersonic.
Huh. I guess the more you know. Because oh shoot, yeah, because I hadn't known about that stuff in Sonic. Because
Yeah.
I honestly thought
Hold
every time he
on.
went,
I'm posting in no mic as well. I got the picture.
Yeah,
yeah, because I was thinking every time he went Super Sonic, like just from the games or just from the shows and
yeah.
stuff, he
Like
might get a
so,
little cocky, but I never seen him go off the
yeah,
deep end. But
yeah. So you know
Look,
how
he
like in like
there he
Supersonic, he's
is in
like a
no mic.
calm. Like in Supersonic is like like a nice calm yellow and glow. But this one is just crazy.
I put in
Like,
no
you
mic.
could even see it with how the quills are.
oh my
He's just
gosh,
crazy.
man, dang, that look rough. Oh my goodness. But I guess it was
Yeah,
kind of funny how he went from that, and Knuckles was kind of worried about it, to him just summoning a chili dog and just eating it. I was like, dang, dude. I was like, okay.
and then Knuckles just gets hit in the face with a chili dog. To which I gotta ask, how the hell does that one chili dog like have two hot dogs on it?
And no, that's what I was saying too. I didn't see two
Yeah.
buns either. I was like, bruh, that must have been a thick dog. I don't
Like
know.
he gets hit in the face like two hot dogs, one in each eye, which ouch. But it just shows one bun. I'm not gonna question it.
I,
It
I
just
ain't gonna,
happened.
I ain't gonna question it either, man. I don't know.
Although I'm pretty sure I already questioned it, but whatever.
Yeah. So yeah, so we had that moment right there with the chili dog moment, and I was like, bruh. And that was basically for the most part the ending of the movie. I mean, the last we saw of Eggman was whenever he beat him with Supersonic. He managed to, like, after he tore up the robot from like almost from head to toe, he literally just like tapped his shoe up on the robot and then it just fell over.
Oh,
And
so that's how it
you just
is.
saw, yeah, I know, you just saw Dr. Eggman just fall back. He's like, yeah, whatever, peace out. Almost like T-posing almost at
Later,
the end.
hater.
And then you think he would hit the ground, and honestly, from a fall like that, you think he would die, but you know how Eggman is.
It doesn't show. It didn't show what happened. Either he went splat onto the ground or something happened in between.
No, it's just been left up to like
Own
they said
interpretation.
no, because Stone lived, so that
Yeah,
means
Stone lived.
Oh yeah,
Eggman lived because they couldn't find the body.
Yeah, so
It's true.
somehow he might have. I mean, Dr. Eggman might have had a little bit of small tech somewhere that probably caught him or something like that.
It's Eggman. Of course he's gonna live.
Yeah, it's your button. Like, he's gotta have something.
Yeah, and I guess with the other dude's help, he was probably able to sneak out undetected or whatever though. And for the most part, that was pretty much it in terms of the movie though. If I remember anything else, at least in this epilogue, before we go into post credit thing, because that's going to be its own thing though.
Baseball
But was
scene.
the
Baseball scene.
baseball scene
That's
at the very end?
honestly that's honestly my favorite scene in the entire movie.
Yeah. Like,
That
you
was
see
great.
Knuckles trying to have fun for the first time since probably ever.
Birth.
Because he's been training since birth or some shit.
Oh yeah, he's 1000% muscle, and like Sonic, you don't chuckle.
He's 1000% muscle,
And that
rougher
was like
than the
a scene.
rest of them.
That was
The
a
best
scene
of
that
them, tougher
that
than
made me.
leather.
That's the scene that made me laugh. Like Tail was like, "Ugh, you're heavier than Sonic." That's because I'm 1000% muscle.
Yeah.
He's-
I mean, he's
yeah,
hard.
that
I
was
mean, he's
funny.
hard. He's hard as hell as nails. It ain't hard to tell.
Bruh. And I like how they were playing baseball during that scene, and you thinking he was just gonna like smack the bat so hard it might have broke. That's what I was expecting. But no, this dude was
Which
like, forget the bat.
he
He just punches the ball. I was like, dang.
like here's the thing though. Even if he did use the bat, like if we're using, like let's say Sonic X as reference, because they did play baseball for like one episode,
Oh yeah, you're right.
he would have. It would have been the same effect either way. It would have been the same.
Yeah, it pretty much would have
But
been
you
the
know,
same.
comedic. You gotta punch the ball.
Yeah.
Which, you know, it makes sense. He still doesn't fully get the game and all that.
Pretty much. And I guess at that point, that was basically the tail end of the movie. I mean, you had them all riding off saying, hey, we're gonna get some ice cream. And Knuckles was like, what is this ice creams? And then I guess starts
Does
telling
it?
them about it, and he's like, I demand these sprinkles that he's talking about.
No,
Oh
no,
my
no, no.
God.
He first, you know, he asks if it has grapes, which it's the reference because he loves, like,
Oh
Knuckles
yeah,
actually
you're
likes
right.
grapes.
Yeah, you're right. Because he be eating those grapes while sitting and watching the Master Emerald. I didn't even think about that. You're right. Gosh dang. But yeah, I guess that was another good reference. Yeah, so I kind of like that too. And then I guess they were driving off, and then they're almost about to forget the Master Emerald because it was sitting in a cooler. However, and then they took it off, and that was basically the tail end of the movie, though. But one other thing I wanted to mention was those Chaos Emeralds being inside of the Master Emerald. I was like, what the heck? I know that's not how it was like portrayed in the games. Was I think the Chaos Emeralds were different from the Master Emerald, right? Like they weren't like the same entity, right? Oh wait a minute, hold on here. I think I might have halfway lost them. Oh, there we go.
Right. So can you repeat that real quick?
Yeah.
Because
I
I'm
was
over
saying,
here. I'm switching up my playlist,
yeah.
and I
So
didn't really catch that.
so I was saying, so they showed the Chaos Emeralds inside of the Master Emerald, and like once we saw the Master Emerald shatter or whatever, though, we knew that we got to see those Chaos Emeralds. I was scratching my head. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, okay. I was like, I don't think that played out exactly the same in one of those games. Because I always thought the
No,
Chaos
like,
Emeralds were a different
so
entity from the Master Emerald,
No,
right?
they are.
they act as servers to the Master Emerald.
Yeah, the servers are the 7 Chaos,
Yeah.
but you know, like they served the Master Emerald. Like they're completely separate in the games. And in the games, once the Master Emerald was shattered, well, here comes Chaos himself.
Oh, which is it's probably what they're going for with the next movie, I guess.
But I mean,
Well,
it would be interesting to see.
it'll be interesting to see, but
But you also,
yeah, it did shatter.
yeah.
but here's the thing, like if it was Chaos, they probably would have shown something else by the emeralds, like this liquid thing by the emerald.
What if, like, in the third movie, like, they combine both of the adventure games?
I'm thinking they
That would be pretty
may.
interesting.
I'm thinking they may, but let's
Like-
hold off from that
Like
for a
instead
split
of
second.
like, let's say they don't have like. Do I just say it anyways, or do we need to talk about post credits?
Wait,
I
hold
just
on.
say, like,
Hold
right
on.
now. I'm wondering what you're saying.
Wait,
Just say right now. Like let's say. Okay, you want to take a step back?
Yeah, pencil that thought because I want to say one other thing about the movie because then when
Pencil.
we go into post credits, that leads to the tail end of this thing. So, but yeah, so I think that was
I will
it in
hold
terms of most of the movie though. So I guess next I wanted to say all the references that we saw in this movie that we can point out. Because we mentioned a few along the way, but I wanted to make sure I didn't skip any. Like, for example, the helicopter had the SA2 up on there, so Sonic Adventure 2 was referenced. I caught that one out.
Adventure 2 is. Well,
No, the post
Gun
credit
was.
scene, obviously, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, and then there's Gun, which is another SA2 reference.
There's like a lot of SA2 references, actually.
There's a lot of SA2s. There's the Mean Bean Machine reference.
Green Hill's
Good.
another one. I'm not
Green
sure if like
Hills.
we saw the sign again in like Sonic's room, but like obviously Hilltop Zone.
Hilltop
Well,
Zone.
I guess
Also,
Hilltop Road, I guess.
Also, I
Hilltop
guess I don't know. I guess this technically ain't a movie reference, but it's like the fan art reference. What was it when Sonic was out at the very beginning playing like Batman or whatever? Though, whenever that dummy that he left there for
The dummy, the
The
Sonic
yeah,
Sonic,
the
reference.
the
Sanic. I
Sonic.
was like, golly.
The other Sonic reference.
Yeah, the other Sonic.
Just trying
The
to
first
think.
one, honestly, the first movie had like a lot of funny references.
It did.
I'm trying to think. Was there any other ones? Yeah, because there was Sonic 1, 2, 3, Sonic Adventure 2. Technically, you could say Sonic Advance 3.
Well,
The
I
airplane. The airplane is another
well,
one.
yeah. Well, I already mentioned Mean Bean Machine.
I don't know. It's like we only saw the movie once, so obviously we're not gonna
Yeah,
catch
we,
all.
Like
we're
of
gonna
them.
catch
we're not
everything,
gonna
but
catch all of them.
I think we caught between us.
mean-
we caught like a decent
I mean,
bit.
I guess you could say like the snowboarding bit is just another reference as well.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
if
yeah,
you
the
wanna call it
snowboarding is
that.
like
the snowboarding thing. Yeah,
it's what's the zone called? Like fuck.
Ice Cap.
Yeah, Ice Cap, and then the maze is just Labyrinth Zone.
Yeah.
yeah.
What
So
else?
So speaking of like the actual zones, so I'm over here looking. In the comic, like for 2, it actually shows Tails going through some of the zones, trying to look for Sonic. Which is pretty interesting. It shows them going through like Spring Yard, Aquatic Ruin, etc.
now wait, did they make a Sonic CD reference in this movie? I thought they did. I can't remember.
No, not to my knowledge. I would have
Okay.
caught it.
Okay, I was just wondering. But
So,
I guess
on the topic of CD, like when the first movie happened, I tried to call Metal Sonic in the second movie because I'm over here thinking, oh, he's got the quill. Maybe he's gonna use it to make a robot to make it and use the quill to make
I'm
it.
surprised he
go as
didn't
fast as
make
Sonic.
Metal Sonic when he was building his Death Egg robot.
Yeah.
Or not Metal Sonic, I guess Silver Sonic.
Or the Metal Sonic Kai, that giant fucking Metal Sonic from Chaotix or Mania.
yeah, I guess they might be playing that one close to their chest because if they got to find another antagonist in the future, that could be one.
That is true, but I get it. Like it's Sonic 2. You can't have Sonic 2 without the Death Egg robot.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess now that we got those references out of the way, now we can we can jump into the deep end. And I know this is the part where most people were really interested in. After the movie was over and the credits started rolling and stuff. Of course, we got to get one post-credit scene similar to how in the first movie we got to see Sonic, or we got to see Tails jumping through a ring, and he was like, "Oh," I was like, "Oh, this is where Sonic's at." That's how the first one ended. The second one, that's where things get a little deeper. And I'm loving these Sonic Adventure 2 references though, because literally while they were still looking around for Dr. Eggman and they were trying to figure out exactly where he was at, lo and behold, they were like,
First
"Hey,
time.
we're hearing signs that Eggman has another research station
There's
somewhere else."
There's a top. No, it's not his. It's a. They were
top
trying to
research.
wipe everything related to just the name Robotnik.
Robotnik, which obviously his
And-
grandfather, Gerald Robotnik.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they find a top secret file from 50 years ago.
Which is like a straight reference.
Just
to
straight
SA2.
reference.
Straight
SA2.
reference. And lo and behold, in that capsule,
lo and behold,
we
you
saw
see
Shadow
a
the Hedgehog.
capsule.
You see Shadow, and then he opens his eyes. He's like, "Oh fuck!"
I was like,
away.
"Oh shoot!" And I was like, "Bro," I was
You
like, "Here we go." I was like, "Oh dang!" And I was like, and that's where they ended it. That was it.
And you see Shadow, in which I gotta say, hey, look, the internet spoiled that for me too.
Oh,
I mean, I don't know
yeah.
why the internet didn't spoil it for me, but I think I don't know why, but maybe it's just because how much I kind of knew about Sonic and stuff. I knew the post credit scene was going to show Shadow. Like in my mind, I was thinking Shadow, and then they started talking
The
about
reason
the
why
doctor.
you got that. Well, the reason why you got that because like when they're showing like images like Like even before like any of like the heavy trailers
Yeah,
dropped
they
of like
showed
Sonic
like
2,
the
they
gun
showed
stuff,
they showed the gun stuff, which is like no, that only
and
showed
then
up in SA2.
yeah,
No,
and
no.
and then they showed like the helicopter, which straight up said SA2.
Honestly, I would say it's before we even saw the main trailers and stuff for the Sonic 2 movie, Sonic U, because literally the second they
No, this was
showed,
before this was before the trailer. Yeah.
yeah,
Like it was before the trailer.
yeah, because the second I knew that Knuckles was going to be in this movie, I had the feeling I was like, wait, if they make a third movie, which going off the success of the first one, I'm pretty sure they were. I was like, who would be the next one to show up? And I was like, it had to be Shadow, right? And I was thinking after that, I was like, you know what? I'm pretty sure it's gonna be Shadow. And then for sure, once I saw some of the other stuff like the gun reference and the SA2 thing, I was like, they're gonna do this. They're gonna do this. There's no way. There's no way. You got a lot of source material. There's no way you don't move from Knuckles next and you introduce Shadow in the third movie and that would be like the trilogy of this one movie series or whatever. No, so I just knew it was coming from a mile away.
It's honestly funny how popular of a rival Shadow is. Like he
Yeah,
eclipses like all the other ones.
he
Like
eclipses.
even like the little kids were like, "Oh my god, it's Shadow!"
He eclipses no. He just non-popularity alone. He eclipses Knuckles. He eclipses Metal Sonic. He eclipses Blaze. I can't think of any other ones unless we're talking about
Jet.
non-cap. Okay, yeah, Jet. And I'm pretty sure there's these other comics ones that I'm clearly forgetting the names to.
Mm-hmm.
Because the most
But yeah.
rivalish ones I've seen was I always thought of as like Knuckles, a little bit with Metal Sonic. I guess Silver technically isn't kind of considered like that.
No, he's not considered a rival.
Yeah. So I really only thought of like Knuckles and maybe Metal Sonic, to be honest. That's the only really ones I thought of before Shadow.
I just think
Like,
what a time to be like a Sonic fan.
yeah,
We're more than likely gonna have like 3 movies
3
and
movies
then
and a
the
TV
the
two
mini
series.
series.
two TV series. I
Wait,
Two
think
2?
series, yeah.
I think it was 2 Sonic
Oh
Prime
yeah,
and something
Prime,
else,
Oh,
and then the
Prime,
Knuckles
Prime.
one,
Oh, yeah.
and
and
then the
then
Knuckles thing too.
yeah Knuckles, and then we're gonna get like Sonic Frontier, which is like look, I'm hoping is
Oh,
good.
yeah. Which that
I'm
comes out
hoping it
this
Okay,
year,
is.
too.
which I am really hoping on this, but at the same time, I really shouldn't because my wallet is gonna die if it is good.
And then we got the Sonic shoes, the Sonic merch that are
That's
dropping.
all
No,
this
it's
cool
like
stuff.
Sonic is becoming big again. It's like he's hitting his
Okay,
like how
He's
he
in a
did
good stride, like in the
back in like when he
90s.
first
Or,
back
yeah,
when he first
90s.
dropped.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like here's the thing though. Like I'm pretty sure he's not gonna get as big if Frontiers isn't that good. Like all this hype going on with Sonic the Hedgehog with all these movies and
No,
stuff
like
like
yeah,
this.
like a lot of like little kids like own a Switch, so obviously they need to step it up.
They really need to
Come
step
on,
it up.
step it up. Come on, step it up. I don't know. I was just thinking one of his quotes from his
I
game.
just I just think how this movie just was that so good because like now I'm just left thinking like the Mario movie has like big shoes to fill in.
We really
It
do,
has really big
especially since
shoes.
Sonic. It was one thing for Sonic 1 to come out, but since Sonic 2 came out,
Yeah, Sonic had 2 movies
I
and
was
like
like, golly, in the
In
span
the
of two
time
years.
that they've been working on the Mario movie.
which is
Yeah,
like strange, which is like Sonic has like story, like he's been known to like have it in his games. Mario on their hand is just like save the princess and that's pretty
save the
much it.
princess. I don't know, but with that killer. But remember, we got Blackjack playing Bowser. I don't care if the day is absolutely trash. It's gonna be funny to watch. I don't know.
Honestly, out of all the celebrities to be playing like a role in that movie, Jack Black's like the only
That's
one. Like
what
I'm
Black is Bowser. I was like,
I'm
let's
cool. I'm cool
go.
with him. I'm
I'm
cool
cool
with
with
it.
him.
I'm cool with it. Let's go.
Jack Black as Bowser.
Oh, shoot. But yeah, so I guess that's
I'm just
basically
gonna leave
it.
this in no mic.
So I guess that's basically it in terms of
I hate
the
it so
review, though.
much.
So
I hate it too. But like even then, like it's sadly true. Either way.
No. You're not gonna. I'm gonna show. I'm gonna take a picture of this. And I'm gonna show you like why I hate it.
Oh no.
yeah, so I guess
Oh,
that basically does it
well,
in
I have
terms
flash on.
of our review, though. But I guess round robin, real quick. What would you rank this movie on a scale of 1 to 10? I'll start with
8.
you, Sonic U.
I give it like an 8, maybe a
An 8.
9. Yeah,
I'd probably give
either
it
an
an
8 or
8.
a 9. But like it was just funny because like I remember rating the first Sonic movie like a 6 out of 10.
Huh.
No, it's just I don't like buddy cop movies.
I got you. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, 'cause looking back at it retrospect, I think I put the first movie
Wait,
at
what
like a
am I supposed to be looking
7-ish
at?
or something like that. But
No, like what would you say like this movie lowers that score?
I mean, for sure, kind of, yes, to be honest. And keeping it
Do you
real,
see
yeah.
it? Do you see it, Haxx?
What am I looking at?
No, what do you? No, look at the no mic. I took a picture of it.
I'm looking at it. That's what I'm trying to look at.
All right, so look at Pete's hand. What is it pointing up in?
God damn it!
Uh,
No, but
the one that posted it.
All right, so you
okay,
said,
here's the thing. I was expecting Discord to just show the first image as the thumbnail. So,
I'm on
oh no.
desktop. That's why.
I mean, I'm also on desktop.
Oh,
I should have thought of this.
anyways, what'd you rate it? The Sonic movie?
Me?
yeah,
Yeah.
you Haxx.
I'd give it an 8.
An 8? Okay. This is weird. Coming from my mouth, I actually put that movie at like an 8.5. Like I came out of that theater like pretty enthused. I was like, it made me feel so good about myself. I was like, shoot, kind of want to go home and play a Sonic game right then and there. I don't know which one I would play, but I was like, I was almost kind of feeling up to it. I was like,
Yeah.
it gave
You
me a
know
good vibe at the end of it.
You know what? You want to play a Sonic game? Just start from the beginning and play the rest of the series from there.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Sonic 1 is on the Switch, and they're actually using the
It's
Christian
on
Whitehead version, right?
the good version,
All right, good.
or at least I'm pretty sure it's that version.
Well, yeah, because like it's a good version when it has the spin dash. When the very first Sonic game didn't have it.
Oh yeah, you're right about that. You're right about that. But I guess that pretty much does it in terms of our review. So honestly, a really great, outstanding movie. If you hadn't seen this movie yourself, I highly recommend going to the theaters and watching it while it's still there.
One thing I think like the future, like if we do get a like a third Sonic movie, they need to give us more Sonic characters. Like give us Amy, give us what else? Rouge the Bat, characters like that. Cream the Rabbit, Big the Cat.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Amy
not so
is
many at a
guaranteed.
time.
I feel like you got to put at
back
least
to
Amy in there.
No, I guess the main
wait.
one's like Amy and Rouge the Bat.
No, all right. So I'm bringing back where I was pinned. So if they do like 3, like I was gonna say, what if they? Because I'm over here looking at YouTube, I see a thumbnail of Metal Sonic. I got this idea out of nowhere. But what if they do something like there's Shadow, but for some reason there's also Metal there, and then Metal does this whole Metal Overlord at the end.
Like a Sonic Heroes thing.
That Sonic Heroes thing, yeah. Because
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say, like, let's say, like, there is no space colony arc. It's just a random facility on Earth for Shadow.
Oh,
I wouldn't see
like
him
you
not
gotta
because
take
like
it to the moon. You gotta.
yeah, no, like
Or the moon.
yeah.
Like I'm just saying, like let's say hypothetically they don't do that. Like they have to have something big enough for them to team up on Earth.
I'd say like instead of Metal Sonic would be like Chaos.
Chaos.
Because you know they broke
they
broke the Chaos, so they have something to like go off of.
Yeah, that is true.
I know you want Metal Sonic.
I really want Metal Sonic.
Bro. I feel like Chaos will probably come.
Metal is my favorite character out of all of them.
I think to go back to what I was saying about like Amy and Rouge the Bat. Like I think like the reason why I say that is mainly because like Sonic is like it appeals more to like the little boys target audience, but like you bring like characters like Amy and Rouge, obviously girls would want to watch that too.
That is true, and
kids of that age group,
And I guess it brings in a little more diversity because then when you start introducing the female cast of characters, that's from the Sonic crew, it kind of balances stuff out a little bit more. Because at that point, I feel like you have to. Because even in Sonic Adventure 2, Amy was already around, Rouge the Bat was already around.
Oh no, they're
They,
like they're integral to the story of SA2. Like
yeah.
Amy
Yeah,
busts out Sonic and Rouge is there. Like they're on the island, all of them.
yeah.
So I feel like with Shadow, I'll go ahead and throw that out there. I think those two will be brought in the universe somehow.
And I feel like Eggman would make like what was it, Gamma? Or
Gamma.
either Gamma or Omega. No, it's Omega.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
wait,
Omega that
no.
he would make.
Wait, which one are you talking? You talking about the one from Adventure or the one from later on?
I'm
Like
talking about
that when
Adventure
you're
2. It would be a Gamma. It would be Omega, wouldn't it?
from Adventure, it would be Gamma.
Yeah, no, Adventure 2. I meant to say Omega.
Omega wasn't in Adventure, so he was in Heroes Onward.
Omega, count the amount of sand particles in this desert. It
And I
passed through
guess
time.
technically, while I was thinking about predictions, I guess it's like one of my last ones. Because I have a feeling the main plot point will just be purely around Shadow and primarily pulling most of the plot points from Sonic Adventure 2, though. But if they ever did like a Sonic movie 4, and then like let's say a Jim Carrey's like, all right, I'm done with Eggman or whatever, though, they might be able to find a loophole around explaining how chaos comes to be, and then maybe they put their spin on a fourth movie based upon Sonic Adventure 1 with chaos. I'll just go ahead and throw that
No,
out
like
there though. But that's what I was kind of
actually
thinking.
with Chaos, like I can see it happening because they could cut to like this this little sequence where it shows where the emerald broke. Like it could cut to like it could show like like the chaos thing there
Yeah.
that we didn't see before. Actually, no, that is a very good idea, Sonic. We need chaos.
Yeah.
You are
Yeah,
you are
like
completely
no, like
right.
it's like obviously like Zara, like you know how you said like they need to go to space. Well,
Yeah.
before that, like I love the opening to SA1 and an entire
Yeah.
city like just flooded. That's like Hollywood levels of a movie, you know?
Oh, it is
Of
because I'm thinking of a couple of them off the top of my head. What's it, San Andreas or something like that? I don't know, but yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
like San Francisco.
yeah, it
Well, they
probably
were already
was.
in San Francisco, but yeah,
Yeah, it's funny how like how deep Sonic lore can get.
yeah, it is kind of funny how it can go.
Yeah, but
Alright, well,
any other last thoughts on the Sonic movie before I
nah,
guess we wrap it up?
definitely a good movie. I was thinking of watching it again, to be honest.
I'm probably gonna have to watch it again because I know for a fact my brother wants to watch it.
I do want. I
Oh
am
yeah,
getting
the
the
movie,
pre-order for it.
the
Yeah,
I
I'm
am,
movie.
getting the movie for
Kind
it.
of intent.
I
I
am
low
too.
key. I'm kind of low key. I was like the first one. I was like, whatever. But the second one though, I'm almost tempted to get it myself though too, and that's saying something.
Alright, well, that's all I gotta say.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Any other last thoughts, Hacks?
So like let's say later on, like let's say they actually try to do a movie. Like let's say hypothetically later on they do a movie after 3.
Okay, hypothetically.
Hypothetically. Like and they can't get Jim Carrey anymore and whatnot. They could try to do a movie where they basically just go planet hopping or some shit with the rings, or just go to a completely different planet
Yeah, they
and
could.
Oh,
go for zones and
like
shit,
Sonic Lost World, maybe.
like Lost World. But
Zabak.
I'm over here thinking, hey, why not just pull a Sonic Rush on this?
Why not? Oh yeah, just go to like Blake's universe. I mean Blaze. Why did I say
Well,
Blake?
yeah, Blaze.
Having fight Eggman.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I feel like there's some ways how they can pull in certain antagonists from the series and still not make it
yeah,
feel stale without
yeah. And
Dr.
like,
Eggman.
like, yeah, the thing is, like with Eggman Nega, like you don't have to get specifically Jim Carrey, even though like in game they basically look the same.
Hmm.
Like if they do something like that.
Yeah.
Like, but this is purely hypothetical.
All righty. Well, I guess that's pretty much it in terms of most of our thoughts. So yeah, go see this movie if you hadn't, because it's up there. I highly recommend it. You heard it from all of us. If you hadn't already, which I guess technically, if you listen to all of this, I guess you probably already had. Otherwise, I guess you don't care about spoilers and you just kind of wanted to know what's going on, though. But yeah, so that was pretty much all of our thoughts on this movie, though. So thank you all for tuning in, though. But yeah, so that's pretty much gonna do it in terms of this podcast episode. Quite a bit of stuff happened within these past couple of weeks and stuff like that for the gaming news, and really did enjoy that Sonic movie though. That was like that was the that was I guess the highlight of the week right there though. But that's basically gonna do it for this episode though. But before we go, tell our fine viewers where they can find y'all at. Haxx, I'll let you go first.
Well, I really don't really try to advertise this, but you could just find me on my YouTube. It's I'll admit it's basically a dead channel for the most part, but if you want to find me, there you are.
All right, I'll leave a link down to his Twitter and YouTube down in the comment section or in the description box down below though. But where they can find you at, Sanikyu?
You can find me on YouTube, Twitch, all spelled Sanikyu, like Sanikyu, and on Twitter as well, but it's another U at the end.
All righty. Yeah, so I'll leave both of their links down in the description box down below so you can check out these fine fellas and see whatever stuff they're up to and stuff of that nature though. But that's gonna do it for my ZardCast episode 30. So you really like this this episode?
Play
Make sure to
Dragon
go ahead.
Quest 11.
I'd just say, just play Sega. Just play anything good from Sega, not just Sonic exclusively.
I guess there's your free advertisement for their respective games right there though. But that's gonna
And
do it for this.
Hatsune Miku. All right, I'm done.
Bruh. All right. Well, that's going to do it for episode 30. 30 long episodes, and I'm still at it. Well, I guess it's...
Wait, we're at 30?
Yeah, this is 30, man.
This
This is
30?
30. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
Okay, so pretty good.
Oh, and also...
So, I gotta ask, what you planning anything for 50?
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. But that's going to take a while because this is bi-weekly. So I don't know how long it'll take. No, it'll be towards the end of the, what was it, 50 weeks? No, by the end of 2022, I think I might hit 50-ish. That's probably when that might happen. So sometime by the end of this year, it'll be 50-ish. But we'll see. But that kind of reminded me when Sanikyu said congratulations. I was looking on my YouTube channel, and actually I managed to pass 350 subscribers. I'm at 352.
Hey,
So I guess
nice.
that's another milestone right there. So I was
Nice.
like, oh shoot. So I'll probably tweet about it here after I'm done with this episode though. But that will do it for episode 30 of my ZardCast podcast. So if you really like the show, make sure to go ahead and hit that like button, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that bell to stay up to date on all things video game related, pop culture, a little bit of Marvel here and there though. That I feel like talking about and discussing for the foreseeable future. If you happen to be watching this show on my podcast servers, whether that be Google, Apple, Spotify, or even Amazon Music, just go ahead and hit that like and go ahead and share that go ahead and share this podcast around. We're just a few dudes just talking about video game news and some Sonic stuff here and there whenever he's good. I guess that's a conversation for another day though. But
I don't know, man. Like he's for the most part, he's good. He does have his pretty bad moments though.
yeah,
Even I'll admit.
Oh, what?
It's because he basically said he just pulled the, like, you know, we'll even talk about Sonic when he's good.
Oh, no, think about Sonic. He's bad when he's bad. He's good when he's good.
He's good. Yeah, let's leave it at that.
Ooh, yeah. I guess we'll leave it at that though. But that does it for the end of this. That does it for the end of this episode though. So remember, y'all, until whatever video I make next, see y'all.